Good afternoon, thank you very much and welcome here to Dunamore Ashburn GA in County Meath. It's finals weekend in Littlewoods Ireland's National Camogie Leagues. 4 deciders taking place between Saturday and Sunday, and we are here for the first of those. This is the Division 3 final between Armagh and Wexford. Armagh are the current All-Ireland Premier Junior champions and will want to add a league crown to that title. Wexford didn't get their chance to play in the championship in 2020 and they're unbeaten, 4 wins out of 4 in 2021. I'm Darren Kelly and joining me in the commentary box over the next hour or so is Elaine Aylward. And Elaine, I don't know about you, but out of the 4 finals we have this weekend, I'm really excited about this one. It could be close, it could be tight, and anything could happen.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real cracker, and look, the day even lends itself to it. They've played already this year and obviously only a point between them, a game that could have gone either way, so a bit of a rematch here today, and they're also drawn in the same group together in the championship later in the summer, so a real rivalry building up between these two sides.
Certainly will be the second of 3 meetings, as you said. But just talking about the weather there first, there's a bit of a breeze out here at the moment, but conditions are absolutely fantastic. It feels like summer is here in Ireland.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said last weekend in Nolan Park, you know, it may be the league, but it certainly has a championship feel to it, and the weather is even helping us with that one. As you said, a little bit of a breeze more across the field than anything, I think, but surface absolutely perfect and should make for a really great game.
Let's talk about Wexford first. As we mentioned, 4 wins out of 4. They beat Armagh by 114 to 16 points in the group stages. Camogie is looking good in Wexford again. This might be the second team, but the first team have done well despite their Division 2 semi-final, lost it down as well. And Alan Brennan will be determined now to try and show exactly the chain of supply of talented players that we have in Wexford.
Yeah, and I think it comes from the fact that Alan is involved with both teams. You know, he has that massive pick of all the players, and as you said, the first team doing reasonably well. Disappointed obviously to have been beaten by Down last weekend, but this team here now today anxious to make up for that and put Wexford Camogie back on the map. You know, they've been going really well in Division 2 as well, similar to Division 3, and you know, they'll be hoping to add a title to that now just to show how well the work is progressing down there.
How much of a motivation is it that they were denied their championship opportunity last year? They're one of the first counties to come out vocally against it. Ciara Donoghue, their captain, wrote an open letter as well. No doubt that has been on their minds as they waited to get back to action in 2021.
Yeah, I think there's definitely an underlying current to it, and I think a lot of the first teams maybe that did get to play in the championship last year, it's probably something that ekes them a little bit as well, that they want to show this year that they deserve to be there as first teams. So, you know, it's definitely for the likes of the Wexfords, the Kilkennys and the Corks. They'll be anxious to lay down a mark this year and show that they should have been, maybe they felt involved in last year's championship, but they have their chance now today, and it'd be wonderful for Wexford if they could put a title to match that ambition.
Well, Armagh are the reigning All-Ireland Premier Junior champions. They took advantage of that last year and they seem to be going strength to strength. When you see the likes of Rachel Merry not in the starting team, you have Shelley McCardle and Colette McSorley are back in the team as well, and we know all about the Donnelly sisters.
Yeah, they've some fantastic talent up front, and as you said, getting some key players back in now, it's really gelling. And you know, Armagh Camogie has come on in leaps and bounds in the last couple of years and really revitalised last year, we were just saying, and they've carried that form into this year. So look, they'll be anxious to add a league title to that All-Ireland title from last year, and you know, they'll have real ambitions for the championship going forward, and this is a really good place for them to start today.
Armagh like to keep the umpires busy. Wexford don't give away much. It's very hard to call what way this is going to go.
Yeah, it's a funny one. You know, Armagh are fond of goals, and they've gotten 5 in 2 of their games so far, but failed to score one against Wexford earlier when they met in the league round robin side of it. So, you know, I think they'll be anxious maybe to rectify that today and maybe get off to a little better start than they did the last day against Wexford. Gave them that early goal and were kind of chasing the game for a lot of it. Got back level on a couple of occasions, but just couldn't finish out, and Wexford held on in the end. So, you know, I think Armagh will be looking to get a quick start today like they did against Carlow in their semi-final last weekend, and maybe keep a couple of green flags flying as well.
To get the green flags flying, no doubt they'll keep it going, but I expect this to be a tight one. This could go all the way to the wire.
Oh, I think we'll be right down to the last couple of minutes. Look, we saw when they met, I think it was 3 weeks ago in as I said, the group game of it, and it was nip and tuck all the way to the finish, and you know, it could have gone either way right till the last second, and they could have maybe held on to a draw, and who's to back against it here today?
Oh, we're looking forward to it, Elaine. Thanks a million, and I'll join you in the commentary box in just a few moments. That was Elaine Aylward. I'm Darren Kelly. We're looking forward to bringing you every puck of the action in the Littlewoods Ireland Division 3 National Camogie League final, Armagh against Wexford, and coming up in a few moments we'll hear from the respective managers.
Our game is about more than sacrifice. Our game's about style.
Camogie is the fastest field sport in the world.
In our game, we play and create with flair.
Push, all the way through, really good.
We break records, smash ceilings, and shatter expectations. We live with our own expression. We turn our style into art. We set real squad goals. On and off the pitch. We follow trailblazers and legends. And our game is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We forge our own path forward.
We want the new personal best. Come on, all the way.
Because our style is substance. And our style is here to stay.
Glad to be joined by Wexford Camogie manager Alan Brennan. Alan, exactly where you wanted to be at the start of 2021. A long wait, but Wexford in the national final.
Yeah, finally back in the national final. I can't remember the last time we were actually, Wexford as a county was in a Camogie final, but it's been a good few years, but we're delighted to be back here today.
There's been a turn in fortunes in Wexford and your squad proving it as well. 4 wins out of 4 this year. Everything going nicely since you returned.
Yeah, it's going well, thank God. We were a bit disappointed last year. We're getting what happened with the teams getting through, second teams getting through it. So we used that as motivation for us to drive us on. So it's going well so far.
I was just going to ask you that question as well, because you've a good squad of players there together as well. They would have all been united based on what happened last October.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same bar. We brought in 2 or 3 new girls to come up from minor. We brought them in this year. But other than that, it's pretty much the same girls, and they're united and they fight and die for each other. That's one good thing about it. They're more like a club team than a county team, I think.
They certainly are as well. Going into Armagh, you're building up a bit of a rivalry with them now. I'm not going to ask any silly questions about shadow boxing. This is a national final, but they're a team you're getting to know very, very well.
Yeah, we played them the last day up in Armagh. We played them by a point. Look, we're lucky that game could have went anyway. They one flick of the ball. Ciara Donnelly had a free out, spat it out by the goalie. That could have went over the bar. Could have been a drawn game. So there's nothing between the sides. We know that.
You didn't concede any goals that day. I think it's imperative that you don't concede many today.
Yeah. Look, as you know, goals win games. We were lucky enough. We got one up there. Won the game by a point. If we can stop them from conceding goals today, hopefully we'll come out the right-handed result again.
Alan, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Delighted to be joined by Armagh Camogie manager Matty Lennon. And Matty, here in the All-Ireland final again for this Armagh squad, a chance to build on last year's success.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It's a final, so I'm in the job a number of weeks, but fantastic bunch of players over the last number of weeks, getting them in training, and I'm just looking forward to today's game.
I know, because especially when you took over the job, you're waiting so long to get to meet them in person. No doubt you did Zoom calls and everything else as well, but how have you found the response from them since he got on the training field?
Oh, excellent. Great bunch, great attitude, willing to learn, looking for information. Everything has been brilliant. So good squad of players. We have a big squad, but you know we need that, because it's with this competition and another one coming up with a very short kind of run into it. So it was great to get to meet the players and to get training actually on the pitch. And
the squad is going from strength to strength. You learn an awful lot about this Wexford team this year, and you'll be learning more about them as the year goes on.
Yeah, I see that. We're going to be meeting them a few times this year, but sure, look, that's what it is. It's good to be playing these teams. It's all a learning curve for us. These teams, someone's playing at a higher level than we are, but it was great to be here today. It's great to be in the final. And finally, what do you expect from this Wexford team, especially after having played them already in the group stages? Oh, I think it'll be more the same. They're strong, they're good on the ball, and they're physical, so I expect a very tough game. But we're going out to give our best, and that's all you can expect. Looking forward to it, Matty. Thanks a million. Thank you.
Our game's about style. We forge our own path forward. Because our style is substance.
That was the Armagh Camogie manager Matty Lennon, and beforehand we heard from the Wexford Camogie boss Alan Brennan, getting ready for the Littlewoods Ireland's National Camogie League Division 3 final, Armagh against Wexford. And as you can see on your screen, the Armagh team will run through the one change from your match programme. Ciara Hill from Grainmore, where number 20 comes into the team instead of the injured Ashton Harvey. The team in full: Kiri Devlin in goal, a full back line of 20 Ciara Hill, full back number 3 is Littlewoods, and 4 is Stephanie Curry. The half back line were number 5 Louise Toner, centre back number 6 is Emer Hayes, and 7 is Gemma McCann. In midfield were number 8 is Shelley McCardle, partnered by number 9 Katie Convey. The half forward line: 10 Laura Smith, 11 Leanne Donnelly, and 12 is Sinead Kiernan. And the inside line, top of the right, number 13 Colette McSorley, full forward number 14 Orla Murray, and the captain wears number 15 Elaine, she is Ciara Donnelly. As you were saying beforehand, Armagh will be looking to get to scores as well. A strong panel of players too on their team, managed of course by Matty Lennon. And just in a moment we will look at the Wexford team. That's the Armagh team there in front of you. Now we look at the Wexford team in a moment. Wexford looking for 5 wins out of 5 in the return to Inter-County Camogie, and there was the Wexford team. One change from the last day with Duran Cullen coming into the team wearing number 15. Their team in full. 1 in goal is Lara O'Shea. Full back line 2, Clodagh Jackman. 3 is Aisling Halligan, and 4 is Sinead Furlong. Wearing number 5 is the captain, Ciara Donoghue. 6 is Aideen Brennan, and 7 is Aoife Dunn. In midfield, where number 8 is Chloe Cash, and she's partnered by number 9, Kate Devereaux. The half forward line 10, Megan Cullen. 11 is Ciara Banville, and 12 is Eilish Neville. And the inside line, top of the right, number 13, Grace Roach. Full forward, number 14 is Emma Codd. And top of the left, where number 15 is Duran Cullen.
Yeah, again, a really experienced Wexford team there, mixed with a good bit of youth, and I think there'd be a huge battle in the middle of the field there between Chloe Cash and Kate Devereaux, with Shelley McArdle and Katie Convey from Armagh there, and that's an area I think both teams, they look to get a foothold in early in the game. When Wexford beat them in their group game, you know, they struggled there for large parts of the second half, I suppose, and Armagh got a bit of a hold on them from their own puck out, so you know the wind will obviously have an impact on that again today, but an area of the field I think that both teams, as I said, will look to get a foothold in early and get that good ball into their full forward line.
Conditions are immaculate here, but as Elaine mentioned, there is a bit of a breeze here. Now we think it's blowing left to right, but it's a very swirly breeze, so that in opinion will change shortly. The referee for this game is Conor Quinlan from Galway, but Elaine, I want to take you up on a point there you were mentioning. Ciara Donoghue, the Wexford captain, wears number 5, but she did drop back to the full back line at the semi-final victory over Limerick. That's where Ciara Donnelly, the Armagh captain, leading scorer, could be, and that could be a clash that will certainly be worth being here in Ashburn to see.
Absolutely, yeah, we saw the two of them go up for the toss earlier, and I don't think it's the last the two of them might see with one another for the day. You know, obviously Wexford will be fully aware of the threat that Ciara Donnelly is in that full forward line, and they'll be aware that if they can maybe tie her down inside, you know, she's a real goal getter. She's, I think, something like 6-14 scored from 3 games. She's on fire inside there, so you know Wexford well aware that if they can maybe keep her a little bit quieter in the corner, that they'll give themselves a real chance. But look, outside her you have her sister Leanne, who, as I said, keeps things ticking over, and Colette McSorley, when she was introduced against Wexford the last day, was popped up with 3 or 4 points, so you know there's danger all over the place in there, but obviously Ciara Donnelly is the main danger woman inside.
And even as we talked about the Armagh goals, and of course Ciara, as you mentioned, 6-14, 4 goals the first day against Down to the well able to hit the ball over the bar, and that'll be crucial as well. I don't know if we're going to Ron Naveen in just a moment. Some people have stood up, so I'll get your thoughts on that, Elaine, in just a moment. I think we're getting ready for Ron Naveen here. Armagh are getting themselves in position. Wexford not quite ready there yet as well, and in just a moment we will have Ron Naveen. Everybody's standing up, so we're just waiting for that, and then afterwards we will have the Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final. Absolutely well done there. Sometimes you have to improvise, Elaine, but of course a fantastic rendition of Ron Naveen.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for improvisation. I don't think she signed up for that when she arrived here today, but sterling performance of Ron Naveen and got everyone going here, I think. So, you know, when technology lets us down, back to the old-fashioned singing.
Old-fashioned singing indeed. We were talking about the Armagh scoring ability as well. Actually, I'll come back to that in a moment, Elaine. The midfield battle could be very interesting here. Shelley McArdle, one of 2 experienced players back in the Armagh setup. She's partnering Katie Convey. Chloe Cash has hit 211 in this campaign so far as well. Kate Devereaux, her partner, a lot of ball will be played around there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a massive area for both of them, and Chloe obviously on the freeze for Wexford as well. I just see her practicing a few of them just before throw-in there, so you know, a real form player for Wexford, I'd say. Got that all-important goal the last day against Armagh, so you know, huge performance there. And as I said, I think whoever comes out on top in that battle for the majority of the game, because I don't expect any two to dominate it for the full 60 minutes, but whoever can come out with the majority of possession from there, I think will have a big say in where this title goes.
Well, whether you're listening to or watching us, I should say, from Armagh or from Wexford, we hope you enjoy our coverage, brought to you in association with Entry. That was Elaine Aylwood. I'm Darren Kelly. The 2 teams are getting in position. It looks like the Wexford will be attacking the goal to your left in the first half. I'm just looking at the Armagh goalkeeper, Kiri Devlin, just getting in position there in the middle of the field. The 2 sets of midfielders, the referee Conor Quinlan from Galway is around there somewhere. He was in a moment. He's just gone down to the line and he's heading back to the middle, and we're getting ready to start the first of 4 finals this weekend. 3 of them streamed live and 1 live on the television, culminating tomorrow night with the Division 1 decider between Kilkenny and Galway. But our focus is on Armagh and Wexford. Here in Dunamore Ashburn GA, the ball is thrown in, the game is on, and the first of the 2021 national titles about to be decided. And I can see that Ciara Hill, the late change for Armagh, is in the middle of the park, but Wexford win possession through Aideen Brennan, and she's well able to get scores as well. Moving towards the Armagh half-back line, a few positional switches. Elaine will try and give us an idea of that in a moment, but we're watching Wexford go on the attack. Megan Cullen just didn't get the ball the first time of asking. She is wearing the number 10 jersey and the blue helmet from Armagh's Emer Hayes only gets it out to the middle to Kate Devereaux, and Kate Devereaux sends it out the far side of the field. Emma Codd sends one in towards the danger area. Armagh need to be close, and that ball goes across to the left and wide.
Yeah, good tack from Wexford, broke up the Armagh midfielder from their attack, and as you said, Shelley McArdle gone back to right half back, I think, and Ciara Hill gone into the middle of the field, so changes there already, but huge experience still.
We'll keep you updated as the game goes on, as Kiri Devlin gets good distance getting the ball into the middle of the park, but Wexford reading the breaks very, very well in the early stages. And Aideen Brennan again down towards the corner, great take from Grace Roach, turns on the right hand side. You can see the danger person is Duran Cullen. She didn't start the semi-final but did score a late goal in the victory against Limerick, and Wexford will be hoping she can get an early one in this game. Armagh get the clearance out. Aoife Dunn just couldn't get her hands on the ball, and right in front of us here in the commentary box is going to be a line ball for Wexford, and it's going to be taken by their number 8, Chloe Cash. So Chloe Cash with the green helmet takes the line ball, gets a bit of distance. Can she find a teammate's touch from a stick of a player wearing orange? And that is Katie Convey. And Katie Convey does well to keep the ball in play. Finds the teammate. The teammate is Nicola Woods. And Nicola Woods sends it down the right, but there's nobody there from her team at the moment. And 2 Wexford players, 3 required. Sinead Furlong wears number 4 in the white helmet, and she clears the ball for Wexford. They get a bit of end-to-end. No scores in the early stages, but Duran Cullen has the ball for Wexford down in the direction of Emma Codd. The 2 Wexford players combined. The Armagh defence not making it easy, but they get the ball inside. Armagh, well, we talked about their high scores. They concede 3-11 in their semi-final against Carlow, so they'll have to be careful. Advantage for Megan Cullen. The ball will come back for a free, and Elaine, this surely will be the first score of the game.
Yeah, and a move that worked, started really, really well with Sinead Furlong back at cornerback. Read the ball coming past Aoife Dunn really well and drove a ball up into the corner. Excellently taken by Duran Cullen from the air, and you know, Armagh really found it difficult to clear their lines, and we just see with the last couple of high balls that Wexford have dropped in there that the wind is obviously very strong and is holding the ball up inside there, so Wexford will be looking for a lot from their full forward line, but yeah, chance definitely for Wexford now to get off the scoreboard.
Chloe Cash going to take the free for them. Is this the first score of the game? It went slightly to the right, but it's inside the post. It goes over the bar, and Wexford have their first score of the game. It's taken nearly 3 minutes to come. Wexford 1 point, Armagh no score.
Yeah, and a nice free to start with for Chloe Cash. You know, simple enough free, give her a chance to judge the wind, and an easy tap over score for her, and you know, just get to nudge Wexford in front.
Armagh have possession the far side of the field as Gemma McCann just struggling to get control of the ball. That breeze is picking up, we must say. Leanne Donnelly back to help out. She's well able to score, but well able to work as well. Doesn't find the intended target in Aideen Brennan. Again, sends it back down. The 2 half-back lines getting in the mood first. Indeed, Wimbledon not too far away. The ball goes out over the line, the far side of the field, and it's going to be a Wexford ball, and Wexford really applying the pressure in the early stages. They're looking to establish themselves, as Elaine touched on there, take advantage of the wind, holding up the ball, getting a few scores, putting a seed of doubt into the current All-Ireland Premier Junior champions. The sideline ball taken by Grace Roach as far as Emer Hayes. Emer Hayes, good block down there by Emma Codd, and the occasion for Wexford. Armagh won't give up. Wexford have won the ball back. Well, they had it momentarily. Emma Codd working very, very well there to find a teammate, shows good awareness, and this is a great opportunity for Wexford there. A chance for a shot. The trigger pull, great save from Kiri Devon. Eilish Neville with the shot for Wexford. Emma Codd has not finished yet, and Wexford trying to get something out of this. Back to Chloe Cash. Chloe Cash puts the ball over the bar. Wexford get a point. You could argue they should have got a goal.
Yeah, great shot there, and fair play to Kerry Delvin in the Armagh goal. Stood up really well to it, but the danger wasn't averted, and Emma Codd was quickest to pounce on it, popped the ball back out to Cash, and another score for Wexford.
2 points to 0 to Wexford in the early stages. Armagh have struggled to create a scoring chance so far. Wexford just seem to be quicker to every ball, and Sinead Furlong has won her few battles and wins a free there as well. Sinead Furlong, a junior All-Ireland winning captain with presentation in Wexford, wins the free, and there'll be a chance for them to send it out in their own 20-metre line, and it's going to be taken by Aideen Brennan. So Aideen Brennan Restarts the play. You can see there she doesn't get too much distance because of the wind, but gets it into the middle of the park. And Armagh might need to pull bodies back here a little bit now and try and get control of the middle third of the field if they're going to stop Wexford gaining a massive advantage in the early stages. Ciara Hill, a bit of footwork on the ground, doesn't carry it too far. Katie Convey coming in to help out, but Wexford have it back again through Kate Devereaux. And Kate Devereaux sends it down the direction of Emma Codd. She loses out on this occasion to Nicola Woods. Nicola Woods with a high dropping ball down towards the opposing 45-metre line, and the breeze and the bounce of the ball carried that lane. We were looking at the ground beforehand when we were doing the preview, and the grass is very short, and we can see for Armagh they're struggling just to deal with the elements at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit of nerves I think all around, a little bit of jittery play, and players just failing to control the ball first time maybe and get it into their hand. But look, there's a little bit of familiarity there, I suppose, and a little bit of pressure in a final from both teams, so little early nerves probably to be expected, but you would have to say Wexford have probably settled that little bit quicker.
They'll be disappointed there not to have gained more of an advantage with the line ball. It's going to be an Armagh line ball now, and Ciara Hill will take this as well. Just looking for a score to settle down. Often the first score is the hardest to get. 5 minutes and 47 seconds gone here in the Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final. Wexford 2 points, Armagh no score, and Ciara Hill just building herself up. She's a good swing, or attempted a good swing there. Doesn't go too far. Might find a teammate who's trying to find, I should say, Lara Smith on that occasion. Not to be. The claps there from the Wexford supporters to our right, the Armagh supporters to our left. There's definitely two groups there cheering on the respective teams. Aideen Brennan, who scored 2 goals in an All-Ireland final in Croke Park back in 2012, is going to take this ball for Wexford, and it's a free for them. So halfway between the 45 and the 65-metre line, down towards the attack again, and you can just see the first touch is normally good from Wexford as Eilish Neville, who had the goal opportunity, took the pass from Emma Codd. Good pressure being applied by Shelley McCardle from Armagh, but the ball has gone into Darren Cullen. She has the ball in her hand, but the referee spotted a foul. And it's going to be a free out for Armagh, and Wexford will be disappointed with that.
Yeah, great build-up play right from the free from Aideen Brennan at the back. Really well taken, and credit to Wexford on the inside line. They did well to get their hand on that, but just a little bit of a push in the back just before it, and Armagh escaped with the free out.
Kiri Devlin wasn't wasting any time, sending the ball down to the opposing 65-metre line. Sinead Kiernan, wearing number 12 for Armagh, was there. Play goes back into the Armagh half of the field, and as Elaine said, they're just trying to settle into the game. It's the battle between the two 65-metre lines, edging towards Wexford, though Leanne Donnelly is determined to correct that. 4 points she got in last year's All-Ireland final against Cavan, but Aideen Brennan lording it at the moment at centre half back. She'd remind you of a certain Mary Lacey. Down in towards the attack, but Armagh win the ball again in towards the middle of the field, and Shelley McCardle, great to see her back playing Camogie for Armagh, down the right hand side of the field. Can Armagh get a scoring chance? Can they get the ball to Ciara Donnelly in particular, or even Orla Murray as well? They're both well capable of scoring. Armagh have the ball supported there through Lara Smith. Lara Smith takes it first time of asking, outside 13 metres. The angle is acute, it might be good. The umpires have a good look. He's going for the white flag, and Armagh are off the mark. It took nearly 8 minutes. Lara Smith with the score, or Laura Smith I should say. It's 2 points to 1.
Yeah, and Armagh I think will be happy to just get off the score or get on the scoreboard now. Leanne Donnelly involved in that ball initially around the middle of the field, and a good ball in. Wexford unlucky. Sinead Furlong just happened to lose the hurl, and that gave Laura Smith the chance, and as I said, a score for them now, and hopefully Armagh will settle into the game from here.
Laura Smith with that point, so it's Armagh 1 point, Wexford 2. Line ball right in front of us here again. It's going to be taken by Aoife Dunn, the Maynooth Player of the Year in 2020. Gives it to Eilish Neville, and Eilish Neville sends a crossfield ball, but Armagh starting to read those diagonal attacks a little bit better. But the problem is Wexford don't give them much time to think about the ball. Armagh have managed to bring it up towards the 65-metre line, but Ciara Banville is there to take the ball, tries to get the pass to Megan Cullen. Megan Cullen did well, surrounded by 3 Armagh players, has the advantage being given. It has, and Grace Roach will go for the post. This might come back for the free. The ball has gone over the bar. It won't need to come back for the free. Grace Roach gets the point, and Wexford restored our 2 point advantage.
Yeah, super response to the Armagh score. Did really, really well here in front of us, Eilish Neville, to just keep the ball in play, and once they worked through, they really went at the heart of the Armagh defence there and resulted in a great point.
3 points to 1 to Wexford, but Ciara Hill with a great touch or grab in the air down the direction of Ciara Donnelly. The first time she's had the ball in the match, and she has won a free. Clodagh Jackman marking Ciara in the opening stages of the game. Now Ciara Donnelly doesn't necessarily take the frees this year. We'll see if she's going to take this one, but she has a big tally of 6-14, building it up over the course of the campaign, slightly to the left of the D. And indeed Ciara will be taking this free to get off the mark. Every good striker, every good tallies player wants to get an opening score as quick as they can. We haven't even 10 minutes played. This could be the 5th score of the match. It'll be the 2nd for Armagh. If it goes over the bar, the umpire, not wasting any time, goes to the white flag. Ciara Donnelly's off the mark. It's 3 points to 2.
Yeah, and really made little of that free, having won it herself over there, but probably just haven't seen enough for her at the moment with a lot of the play. Given the wind is in the corner nearest us here, but Armagh's certainly getting a foothold in the game now.
Armagh will be aiming to get it down to her as much as possible, but the plays with the sister Leanne at the moment inside the 65-metre line down towards the open space. They're trying to mix it up. You can see what Armagh are trying to do. They're trying to keep Wexford guessing, but the ball, again, as we've mentioned on a few occasions, carries over the line. That is a wide ball for Armagh, and it's great to see Lara O'Shea not wasting time. This is one of the new rules of Camogie. If the ball goes wide, the goalkeeper can puck it out straight away once the referee has signalled the wide, and all of a sudden we're down in the Armagh half of the field. Armagh have possession, a bit of a mix-up among the defenders, but they've managed to hold on to possession. But look who's creeping up there, the midfielders. Chloe Cash trying to get the ball, but Armagh win it back down, and it's the half back line of Wexford that are holding the zone. We get Elaine's thoughts on that in a moment. Aoife Dunn to Aideen Brennan. Aideen Brennan down in the direction of Emma Codd. She's wearing number 14, but it's Megan Cullen, the number 10, that has the advantage. The referee blows the whistle. It's going to be a free for Wexford, but Elaine just going back to that Wexford half back line. They're holding their position, and they seem to be enjoying success.
Yeah, Aideen Brennan is lording it there, as you said, at centre back. Leanne Donnelly often to pull out a little bit away from her, more around the middle of the field, whereas Aideen is holding that centre back position. And as soon as Aoife Dunn, who's a creditor, has played in front of her player all day there, as soon as she was in possession of that ball, it was Aideen Brennan off her shoulder and the long clearance down, and Wexford are really reaping the rewards for it at the other end.
Breeze has picked up, which is looking the tricolour to the left there, and it's coming right across the pitch, blown right into us here as Chloe Cash takes the free for Wexford. The umpire was trying to protect themselves. The Wexford fans are celebrating. They are celebrating because she's put her over the bar. She's doing well with her chances.
Absolutely, yeah, and it pays to have such a reliable free taker, and obviously she's having a great game in the middle of the field as well, so her confidence is high, and Wexford will be looking to get her on as much ball as they can.
11 and a half minutes gone. It's Wexford 4 points. It's Armagh 2. Armagh trying to grow into the game as they go along. Katie Convey sends it down to the other 65-metre line, but there to take it is Ciara Banville. Ciara Banville gives the ball off to Chloe Cash, and Chloe Cash is inside the 45-metre line. She's not disappointing, and Chloe Cash puts the ball over the bar, and it's another score for Wexford. There's 3 between them. It's 5 points to 2.
Yeah, and a great score for Wexford. Ciara Banville won that ball initially, played it off to Chloe Cash, but what was really telling for me was the run that Ciara Banville stayed making. She was going right off Chloe Cash's shoulder, and you could sense the Wexford crowd here beside us maybe sensing something big was on, but huge attacking force from Wexford.
They won't want the water break to come, which is bound to come in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Armagh have the ball. Can they hit back with a score? Struggling to gain possession there as well. That's been the difference. Wexford just a bit in cleaner and getting the first touch on the ball. They've dropped a few, but not as many as their opponents. You can't question Armagh's work rate. Orla Murray, joint captain last year, sends the ball down towards the attack. Aisling Halligan is the Wexford number 3, but they don't have the ball. There's Ciara Donnelly again, and again she wins a free. Ciara Donnelly has the 2 touches of the ball, not counting the first free she's won another free, and you'd imagine she's going to add another point.
Yeah, and Wexford will be disappointed with that. It was a ball Aisling Halligan had in her control and just looked up to Aideen Brennan outside her, just didn't get the hand pass clear enough away, and credit the Armagh forwards, they were in on top of her, and once Ciara Donnelly was in possession she was fouled straight away. So as I said, another easy enough free for Ciara here now, just to keep Armagh ticking over.
Armagh are keeping themselves in the game. Ciara Donnelly puts the ball over the bar. It's a 2-point ball game here in Dunamore Ashburn GA. 3 points to Armagh, 5 points to Wexford, and the Wexford goalkeeper is Lara O'Shea. Won a Leinster title in 2019 with Loretto Wexford over to the 65-metre line. A few players went in there, all going for the ball, and went Armagh's way in that particular occasion. Armagh just getting a few players into the Wexford half-back line, probably starting to realise the dominance that the purple and gold have enjoyed in the early stages. Leanne down to Ciara, who has swapped positions, but the ball gets away from her. Clodagh Jackman followed her too, and again, it's just trying to get Ciara Donnelly into the game more, isn't it?
Yeah, and bringing her over to this corner where maybe a little bit more of the play is happening, because as I said, the wind is blown into this corner here, but on that occasion the ball beating them all over the end line.
Wexford restarted play straight away, but Armagh managed to win the ball back the far side of the field as Colette McSorley goes to the post. Is it looking good? It is looking good, and a wonderful score from Armagh's Colette McSorley brings it back to a 1-point ball game. 14 minutes gone.
Yeah, a great score from Armagh, and as we said, they just seem to be getting a little bit more players forward here now, and just starting to get a bit of a foothold at that Wexford half back line.
Wexford will be disappointed if they don't hold an advantage, and the water break does come in the next couple of moments. Armagh have a line ball here and are starting to find their groove. And we're just wondering to see who will take it. It looks like that Gemma McCann will come over to take that. She returned from injury to take her place in the All-Ireland final against Cavan in 2020. A vital player for the Armagh cause, taking this line ball on the 65-metre line. Looking around to see what the options are. The space doesn't go too far, but finds a teammate. That teammate was Laura Smith, but Laura Smith loses possession and Wexford have it back through Chloe Cash. Chloe Cash finds a teammate a couple of passes later up to Megan Cullen, and Megan Cullen sends it down to space the other end of the field. In towards the attack as Wexford look to get a score and stop Armagh's momentum building. Eilish Neville with the goal chance holds the ball. The referee says she fouled the ball too many steps, and it's going to be a free out for Armagh and an opportunity for them to build another attack.
Yeah, I think Armagh will be happy with that. You know, up to this point they've kind of let that Wexford half forward line slip inside them a little bit easy, but just held the player up there, made it difficult for her and forced her to overcarry.
Shelley McCarroll didn't get the touch on that free that she wanted, but showed good awareness to hit it off the ground. The bouncing ball might work out nicely for us. Leanne Donnelly sends it down in the direction of the attack, and Laura Smith, the pass down to Ciara Donnelly. Can she get one from play? Good block there from Aideen Brennan, but is it enough? It's gone over. Oh, the cap has gone off the umpire, but it goes with a white flag anyway. Ciara Donnelly has 3 scores. The sides are level. It's 5 points apiece.
Yeah, and a little bit of debate I think from the Wexford crowd here beside us. That ball looked to turn right at the last minute, so I'm not sure they're convinced it did creep inside the post, but I think the referee going to consult with his umpires on this occasion.
We can't quite see ourselves for certain there now. The umpire, the cap did go, so the referee going down to have a word, so maybe it's not 5 points apiece yet. The scoreboard has changed, but we're looking to see will the decision be made, and referee Conor Quinlan might want to have a word with the linesman this side of the field, or did he see enough of it himself? No, he's going to cancel out the score. It looks like, so it's not going to count. It's going to remain 5 points to 4. At least we think that's what he's doing. It's a wide ball. That's the decision that is made. So Ciara Donnelly's grey heifer doesn't count. Referee saw enough of that to make the decision himself, Elaine.
Yeah, and I think he might have had a little word in his ear maybe from the linesman on this side here. He was right in line with it as it was struck, and you know, credit to Aideen Brennan, she got out really quick on Ciara Donnelly, who had slipped inside her there and had the shot, but Aideen got out, just put enough pressure on her and forced that ball out wide, and probably a little bit helped by the wind that's blown across her as well.
Well, just as good a time as any to have the water break. So the official score, it's Wexford 5 points, it's Armagh 4. And Elaine, your overall assessment of the opening 15 minutes of action?
Yeah, look, I think Armagh will be happy to be only a point down at half time given how they started the game. You know, they were playing second fiddle to Wexford for a long time in that first half, but managed to get a couple of points back, maybe against the run of play. But you know, Wexford probably a little bit disappointed. They probably had the clearer goal chance of that first 15 minutes. Didn't take a great save in the goal by Kerry Devlin. So you know, Wexford will probably be a little bit disappointed they're not further ahead, but Armagh happy to still be in touch.
Yes, 5 points to 4. Chloe Cash with 4 of those scores for Wexford. Megan Cullen with the other as well. Laura Smith and 2 from Ciara Donnelly placed balls as well before Colette McSorley brought it back to a 1 point ball game. We talked about the Wexford half back line in particular. Now there's various different areas that Wexford were dominating the opening stages as well, but it's just, you feel that Armagh need to push up a bit more, put pressure on that half back line and stop their influence. Yeah,
especially with a player the calibre of Leanne Donnelly at centre forward. You know, you'd be backing it if she was staying at centre forward on Aideen Brennan, that she'd be making life very difficult for Aideen Brennan there. At the moment she's lording it. Now I know Emer Hayes is probably free at the other end for Armagh, so it's probably balancing out in that sense, but credit to Wexford, they seem to be using the ball a little bit better in that opening 10 to 15 minutes and spreading it out the wings, and they seem to get more out of it than Armagh were getting at the far side. And they have grown into the game, and maybe moving Ciara Donnelly to the right corner just over where there's a little bit more play has caused a little bit uneasiness in that Wexford full back line. So you know, Armagh will obviously be looking to get more ball down there into her and try and get her more involved.
You have to give a mention to Kerry Devlin. What a great save, especially at a very dangerous time of the game for Armagh.
Yeah, and the shot came through a body of players outside her. She couldn't have seen it maybe till the last second, but did really well to get it out and was alert again to the danger, because as I said, the danger wasn't immediately cleared, and I think it was Emma Codd was quick in on it, and Wexford did get a point out of it, but credit to Devlin, as I said, it could have been a major.
Well, if you're only just joining us here on the Camogie Association YouTube page, this is our live commentary of the Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final in Dunamore Ashburn GA, brought to you in association with Entry. It's Wexford 5 points, it's Armagh 4, and Wexford have restarted the play. An entertaining game so far. As Elaine Elwood just said there, Wexford will be disappointed they're not further ahead, but a lot of Camogie to be played over 3/4 of the match. Armagh have been given a free in there. The referee probably judging a bit of charge in there maybe, but it's going to be a free on the 45-metre line, and this this will be a chance. I think Ciara Donnelly is determined to get her hands on the ball here today. So Ciara Donnelly is definitely taking the frees in this particular match. Despite her 6'14", a lot of those have come from play over the previous 4 games. But what a way to start off the second half for Armagh if they can finally get themselves on level terms. The referee has blown the whistle. He saw something inside that he didn't like, so maybe just having a word with a couple of players there. We go back for the free. So Ciara Donnelly already with 2 points in the game and a disputed third. Is this going to be her hat-trick of white flags? Great respect being shown for the Armagh free taker. Didn't get the touch in that she wanted on that occasion. Not often that happens, Elaine. She'd be disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed. Maybe just a little bit too far out for her on the 45. Probably a little bit more accurate from inside. But Wexford are struggling at the moment to win their own puckouts, and that's an area Armagh got huge benefit from in the second half up in their group game. So look, Wexford will be happy to have escaped that one.
Tricolour has changed again and blowing to the right. We'll probably update you on that as much as the action on the field of play. But it's the action on the field of play we want to look at. We want to look at Chloe Cash. And Chloe Cash gets inside the 45-metre line. They're lighted up to take the pass. Missed out the first target of Kate Devereux. Ciara Banville was there as well. Armagh have done enough to stop Wexford in their tracks. Now the question is, can they counter-attack? And Leanne Donnelly is begging for the ball. If her teammate can see her and the pass goes in the direction of Leanne Donnelly, she puts the hurl up and has it inside her own 65-metre line and sending it down towards the attack. Where will Ciara Donnelly be? That's Colette McSorley wearing number 13 for Armagh. She'd been marked by Sinead Furlong, and Armagh just trying to get their hands on the ball again, get another score. Can they get the equalising score that has evaded them so far? The crossfield pass just outside the D on the left hand side. Armagh trying to tee this up, an effort at the post. It's going to go across the goal to the right and wide. That effort was taken by Sinead Kiernan.
Yeah, and Armagh just, the wides just adding up a little bit for them at the moment, and you just hope that they don't come to regret them. But I suppose we saw the flip side there of Aideen Brennan sitting back in the pocket at centre back for Wexford, and Leanne Donnelly going deep there, and as I said, she won that ball, super ball down into the corner to Colette McSorley, but failed to control it, and credit to the Wexford defence, they got the numbers back there. But that's the flip side, I suppose. If Armagh are going to play Leanne Donnelly further out the field, the ball she gives into that full forward line is going to be crucial.
It's an injury at the moment to Ciara Donoghue, the Wexford player. She's receiving some attention at the moment. Ciara Donoghue, you might remember writing an open letter after the second teams in 2020 weren't allowed to compete in their respective championships. That's the way it panned out, and Wexford delighted to be back fielding 2 teams in competition. They'll be disappointed. There's another Wexford player on the ground as well. You can just see in shot. We'll confirm who that player is in the moment. It might very well be Sinead Furlong. Indeed, I think it is. But as mentioned, Wexford had a long way to get back to action because they weren't allowed to play in the championship. So their first game in 14 months was the opening round of this year's campaign, and they're certainly making use of the opportunity to be back in the field of play. Yeah,
and I think Alan mentioned it beforehand, they kind of have the feel, he said, more of a club team than a county team, and that 14 long months probably gave them a chance to galvanise and to really gel as a team. There was probably a lot of individual training, a lot of Zoom trainings and things like that, so probably a really, really well bonded and a team with a real motivation this year.
Well, Wexford fans will be happy to hear that Ciara Donoghue and Sinead Furlong are both okay, back on their feet and back involved in the action, and that's exactly what we're looking at now. As Ciara Hill, the number 20 for Armagh, sends the ball across, but it's Aideen Brennan who wins it for Wexford and sends it down towards the 65-metre line. Was trying to find Ailish Neville, but Shelley McCardle says no, and Shelley McCardle finds the attack in the direction of Laura Smith. Laura Smith, that one's going to go to the right and wide. And as much, Elaine, as we talked about Wexford have been disappointed, they're only be a point up. Armagh are huffing and puffing an awful lot in the last couple of minutes, but they're not blowing down any houses.
Yeah, they are really pinning Wexford back into their own half of the field with their puck outs, and their own half back line really coming into it in the last few minutes. But as you said, just failing to make it count on the scoreboard, and a couple of harmless enough wides there that, as I said, you hope that they won't come to regret later in the game.
It's back in Armagh's half of the field again as Emer Hayes tries to clear the ball, send it in the direction of the very busy Ciara Hill. It has to be said, we probably haven't mentioned her enough. She's been on an awful lot of ball, but Ciara Donoghue gets in the way for Wexford and gets it up towards the 65-metre line. The referee spotted an infringement, and Aideen Brennan will get the opportunity to launch a Wexford attack. It's 23 minutes and 20 seconds gone here in Dunamore Ashburn in the Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final. Wexford in front by a point, 5 points to 4. Indeed, we haven't had any score since we started the second quarter of the match, as Shelley McCardle sends one down in the attack in the direction of Orla Murray. Orla Murray played centre forward last year. She was never going to win the race snap ball. The sliotar again bouncing away out over the line and wide.
Yeah, a mixture of the wind, I suppose, and the excellent surface here in Ashburn is that once that ball hits the surface, it's travelling an awful distance, and it's asking a lot of that Armagh full forward line. If the ball is not directly into them, it is spinning off the surface and it is running the whole way over the end line. So it's something that Wexford will need to learn from for the second half.
You just get the feeling this is a very, very important second quarter for Armagh, because the tricolour seems to have turned again, and Leanne Donnelly's effort down. Lara O'Shea had to leave it out, and Armagh still in possession. Wexford need to get players back here. They were cutting out the supply line earlier on. Now they're leaving gaps open as Orla Murray tries to find Colette McSorley. Wexford have defenders back there battling for the ball, one on the ground, one around it. What's the referee's interpretation of this? Will he throw the ball in on the 20-metre line? Indeed, I think that will be the decision of Conor Quinlan, the official for this match. He's going to throw the ball back in and restart the play, and Wexford just need to be careful. But Elaine, just taking that point as well, like, it is a swirling wind, but at the moment it's definitely blown strong to the right. This is a big 7 or 8 minutes for Armagh in particular.
Yeah, it definitely is supporting Armagh at the minute now, and actually it's going to be a free in for Ciara on the 21, so another chance for her just to get Armagh taken over. But yeah, it is a strong breeze, and you'd imagine it's definitely worth a couple of points to the team that's going to play with it.
Ciara Donnelly does take the free. Didn't see the referee signal that, but he has given the free. The ball has gone over the bar, and finally they've taken their time. It's 25 minutes gone. They were level of 5 points apiece.
Yeah, and the Wexford response to that is going to be huge here now. Any time before that Armagh have gotten a score, Wexford have bounced back, so they'll be anxious to do that again and just stay in touch. I think if they can go in level or even a couple of points up maybe at half time, knowing that hopefully they'll have the help of that breeze in the second half, that they'll be happy enough with the first half performance.
It's the first time that the teams have been level in this game. Armagh 5 points, Wexford 5 points. The two teams drew each other in last Sunday's championship draw in the Premier Junior competition. Armagh, Wexford and Waterford, two of those teams to advance to the knockout stages. You'd imagine we're seeing the two favourites here to advance at the moment, but I'm sure Waterford Camogie fans and players will have different ideas, and we look forward to the championship when it starts. The Premier Junior Championship starts in the weekend of the 24th of July. Chloe Cash with the ball out to the left to Ailish Neville. Ailish Neville tries to turn her left hand side, just goes a little touch there from Shelley McCardle, who's really getting into this game now, and Shelley McCardle wins the ball back for Armagh, sends it down. A good touch from Chloe Cash, but it might fall nicely for Katie Convey, and Katie Convey gives the ball to Leanne Donnelly. Leanne Donnelly dropping the ball. Armagh can't be doing that now as they try and get some momentum. Down a crossfield ball in towards the attack. Can she find a sister Ciara? There's 4 people in there. Ciara Donnelly from Armagh and 3 from Wexford, and the race is won by Ciara Donoghue. She'll need support as the artillery comes in through Sinead Kiernan, and the scramble for the ball on the 20-metre line as Wexford are determined to stop Armagh in their tracks. The referee has blown the whistle. I won't predict throw-ins on this occasion until he actually does it, but Armagh just feeling now that this is their moment. We're getting ready to throw the ball in. 2 players have lined up and volunteered to take it, and the ball goes slightly in Wexford's direction, and they have won the ball back. It looks like Chloe Cash is the player that's bringing it up the field. Indeed, it's Kate Devereaux, and Kate Devereaux goes a high pass, doesn't find the intended target, which was Ciara Banfield, because Katie Convey got in the way, but she hasn't managed to gain control of the ball just yet. We're inside the 65-metre line, and Wexford have done well again, working very, very hard. This is Chloe Cash. Chloe Cash in towards the corner, towards Grace Roach. But Grace Roach loses out, and Armagh bring the ball out the field again, and Armagh starting to find their players that bit easier as the game goes on in towards the attack. No chances being taken by the Wexford defence. Just get the ball out between the 45 and the 65-metre line. 2 players collide. Play continues on. Aideen Brennan on the run for Wexford. Aideen Brennan being marked by Leanne Donnelly, goes for the hand pass, and the referee says she was fouled in the process. Good passage of play from both sides there. Wexford have the free.
Yeah, and again, when Wexford win that ball in the half back line, it was Aideen Brennan coming storming off the shoulder and saw a bit of open space in front of her, and I think the pass came and the pullback probably came just at the right time. She might have been running out of a little bit of juice coming up to the 45, and the shot really wasn't on, but you had the advantage and got the hand pass off. So huge response from Wexford, and credit to Armagh, their half back line have grown into this game, and Wexford certainly aren't getting things as easy as they were in the opening few minutes.
Chloe Cash now started this game with 2-11 in the league of 2021 and scored 4 already in this game, so looking to make it 2-16 in total, and her 5th of the day if she puts this ball over the bar. The occasion it has gone over the bar. I didn't need to look at the umpire. I can listen to the Wexford supporters to my right. Wexford back in the lead, 6 points to 5.
Yeah, and it's great to hear the supporters back in the game. There's a real buzz when Chloe gets on the ball, and that wasn't an easy free into that wind, but she's really on fire with them today and having a huge game around the middle of the field for Wexford.
How can Armagh respond there as the ball goes down towards the corner again? They're just struggling to deal with this. Colette McSorley doing well and great control with the hand there from Colette McSorley to hold on to the ball. Support is there, but Sinead Furlong says you're not going any further than that, and Aisling Halligan back to help out too, and the referee has blown the whistle. That's because of a wide ball. Eventually they stepped out over the line, but Colette McSorley, great skill there to keep that ball in play.
Yeah, super. It looked like another ball that Wexford or that Armagh were going to regret that it was going to run over the end line, but super control to keep it in play, and credit again to Sinead Furlong. She's got a couple of really key touches back there in the full back line for Wexford.
I like the fact that Lara O'Shea never wastes time getting the puck out, getting the game restarted again. Kiri Devlin's been the exact same as well to give her due, and there we are now in the middle of the field watching Ciara Donoghue trying to move down the right flank, trying to find Emma Codd. The ball goes out over the line. It's going to be an Armagh ball, and they'll try and get back on level terms. 6 points to 5. We are in the final minute of normal time now. There'll be a minute or two for the water break, possibly a minute too for the two Wexford players being down at one stage, so we possibly have another 3 minutes of action in this opening half, and we hope you're enjoying our coverage, brought to you in association with Entry. The Armagh ball inside the 65-metre line. I thought he was trying to find Leanne Donnelly, isn't quite there. Ciara Hill putting the pressure on as well, but Armagh do have the ball back. This is Leanne Donnelly, and she sends it down towards Orla Murray. Can Orla Murray win the race with that ball? Aisling Halligan is in front of her, and the ball again trickles out over the line. Wide, difficult ball to control.
Yeah, difficult ball, and Leanne was probably caught between two minds there. I think half thought about having a shot maybe, and from where she was with that breeze behind her, could possibly have put it over from there, but instead it was a half a ball in, and again trickled out over the end line.
So the ball goes out over the line here, right in front of us. This time the linesman says it's going to be a Wexford ball, and it'll be taken by Aoife Dunn. So Aoife Dunn to restart the play as well. Can Wexford keep their noses in front for the half-time break? Overall, the 30 minutes based on the conditions, they'll probably take it, though they'll feel the first quarter there was more to make out of it. Goes for a crossfield ball in the direction of Ciara Banfield. Mrs. Ciara Banfield will find Chloe Cash. Gemma McCann does enough to get the ball in the direction of Leanne Donnelly, but she's surrounded by 3 players in purple jerseys. In the third one, Ciara Banfield is the player that wins the ball, the dual star for Wexford. The pass out to the right-hand side to Megan Cullen. Megan Cullen goes to the post. It'll be a great score if this goes over the bar, and the ball goes over the bar. Megan Cullen with a fine point. 7 points to 5.
Yeah, and you just get the feeling that Wexford are able to create their points just a little bit easier than Armagh at the moment. You know, another great ball around the middle of the field, and it's the players attacking at pace in numbers for Wexford that's really reaping the benefits for them at the moment.
Wexford again just starting to get control as the first half comes to a conclusion. Aideen Brennan restarting another attack, but only finds Shelley McCardle. Shelley McCardle gives the pass off, and now we're moving down in towards the attack, and it's won on this occasion by Laura Smith. She's gotten one already. That ball is going to trail to the right and wide. And just for our Armagh supporters, this has been a big moment in this match for them. Ciara Donoghue is down on the ground again. I think she's just tying a lacer, but Armagh will really regret the second quarter.
Yeah, they've had an awful lot of the possession, and as I said, an awful lot of wides to go with it, and on occasion then once Wexford get up the field, they seem to be able to just pop the ball over the bar, as I said, a little bit easier, and it looks like they're going to go in ahead at half time.
Ciara Banfield sends the ball out towards her right, and Wexford go on the move again through Chloe Cash. Chloe Cash has been disappointed with that attempt of a pass, and Armagh lining up to launch another attack. Of course, it only takes one big moment for Ciara Donnelly to change the whole complexion of this contest. That was Colette McSorley, who doesn't get her hands on the ball, but she will get the line ball just outside the 20-metre line. With the wind that's there, you just wonder, is there anyone from Armagh that would fancy having a go at this and try and get a 2-pointer and give the Orchard County supporters a massive boost before the break? Maybe Colette McSorley is the player that could do it. She's definitely standing back from this ball. I might put in the jinx in her. 2.5 minutes of injury time have been played, but she's setting up for it. She's going to get a bit of distance, but the deflection off of Wexford's stick, it might have been Aoife Dunn's, was enough to take the sting out of that ball. Shelley McCardle down the right, stepped out over the line, says the linesman, being ably assisted by the Wexford manager Alan Brennan as well, who's right in front of us there, and he's Alan Brennan, he's been pucking every ball in the game during the first half.
Absolutely, and it never helps and never hurts to just help the officials maybe make up their mind on one like that. But credit Eilish Neville, you know, she really stood up Shelley McCardle there and forced her onto the back foot and then forced her out over the line, and that's a huge battle going on just in front of us there in that first half.
Aoife Donoghue takes the line ball, gets it inside the Armagh half of the field. We have played 3 minutes of added time, so it's all down to discretion of the referee now. How much more time will be played in the first half? Can Armagh reduce the deficit, or can Wexford gain an advantage? Armagh will get the opportunity. Colette McSorley might have another go at this, and this is halfway between you're nearly halfway between the 20-metre and 45-metre line. She's standing back, so she's definitely going for power for this. Whether she's going for the score, not the touch that she wanted, and Aideen Brennan does enough to win the ball back for Wexford. What a first half she's had as she leads it off for Ciara Donoghue. Ciara Donoghue moving down the left as well. This is great first touch hurling from the Wexford players, and the referee says it was a foul, so it's going to be a free in for Armagh.
Yeah, tough call against Wexford there. You know, they'd worked that out really, really well through the hands and thought maybe they could have had a free themselves just beforehand, but played on, and the ref blew then I think for the charge there from Katie Devereaux as Wexford were working that ball out, but not an easy free now for Ciara Donnelly with the breeze blowing the way it is down there at that goal.
You just get the feeling they need it, even if they go in a point down. They just need something to go in at half-time with a positive note. 34 minutes gone in the first half, and Ciara Donnelly looks for a score for Armagh. She tried to judge it. She might have judged. Oh, it's hard to tell. It's gone to the left and wide. I think it would have been a Hawkeye moment had we had the facility, but it was very close.
Yeah, and I think that goal is going to prove difficult to shoot into, and I'm not sure, maybe Wexford will find the same thing in the second half, but the wind is certainly swirling down around there, and it is hard to judge. Even if you can see the flags down at the goal there, they are blowing fairly heavily, so it is a difficult goal to shoot into, it would look like. But look, at the other end, Wexford are making light work of the wind, I suppose, whether they're with it or against it, and as I said before, they just seem to be able to get their scores that little bit easier at the moment.
I think from our angle anyway, the umpire got that spot on. It looked like it gone slightly to the left and wide. Armagh will be disappointed with that 1 point ball game, but as you said, Elaine, Wexford have dealt with the elements in the first half as well. Coming into the second half now, what will the two rival managers, Maggie Lennon and Alan Brennan, be saying to their players? Because this game is still all to play for. A 1 point ball game we knew was going to be close.
Absolutely, yeah, it is a close game, and look, I think Wexford will obviously have the benefit of the breeze if it stays blowing the way it is in that second half, and I think Alan Brennan will be looking for his full forward line to stay in on that end line and play out from there, because we've seen the amount of possession that Armagh have left go maybe needlessly wide at that end, and you just feel that maybe if there had been someone in on the end line to recycle that ball out and to keep it in play, that maybe they could have got a bit more from it. I think Wexford look like they're trying to create a goal on a couple of occasions there, and there's a bit of excitement when they get that ball and they're running at the half forward line, so look, I think they look to go for maybe a goal early on and try and finish Armagh and give them a real sucker blow as quickly as they can. But look, Armagh I think will be happy to be in the game. They haven't played particularly well. That first half certainly swung. Wexford started off the better. Armagh came into it a little bit more, but Wexford probably finished that little bit stronger again, and despite that, Armagh are still only 2 points down, so I think we're in for a massive second half.
We certainly will be as well. No goals so far, but a very exciting contest. We hope you're enjoying our coverage, and we'll be back again in about 10 minutes time with live coverage of the second half of the Littlewoods Ireland's National Camogie League Division 3 final. Wexford 2 points in front. Chloe Cash and Megan Cullen getting the different scores just before the break. Armagh have had their chances in the second quarter. Will they rue them? Time will tell, but join us again in about 5 to 10 minutes time for live coverage of the second half here in Donaghmore Ashburn GA. The half-time score in Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final. It's Wexford 7 points, Armagh 5.
Our game is about more than sacrifice. Our game's about style.
Camogie is the fastest field sport in the world.
In our game, we play and create with flair.
Push, all the way through, really good.
We break records, smash ceilings, and shatter expectations. We live with our own expression. We turn our style into art. We set real squad goals. On and off the pitch. We follow trailblazers and legends. And our game is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We forge our own path forward.
We want the new personal best. Come on, all the way.
Because our style is substance. And our style is here to stay. Our game's about style. We forge our own path forward. Because our style is substance.
Good afternoon, thank you very much and welcome back here to Dunamore Ashburn GAs. We get ready for the second half of the Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final. We have a referee, we have a Wexford and we have the Armagh subs to our left hand side, and we have a very intriguing 30 minutes ahead of us, Elaine.
Yeah, I think so. A big opening 15 minutes certainly to the first water break now. As I said, I think Armagh are going to want to get more ball into that full forward line, and hopefully in this half, without the wind maybe carrying it out over the end line on them, they'll get a little bit more from McSorley and Ciara Donnelly and Orla Murray inside. There'll be a bit more ball maybe to play around with, and that's something maybe that Wexford will have to be aware of, and maybe have to pull back the likes of Aideen Brennan at centre back. She maybe won't get the same free role as she got for a lot of that first half, and at the other end then I suppose Wexford will look to avoid making some of the mistakes that Armagh appeared to make in that first half by letting that ball run out over the end line on occasion and not really troubling the scoreboard too much.
We were talking at half time about the goal and the potential, and you just get the feeling the elements will favour Wexford more than Armagh in regards getting the attack involved. If they get a goal, they could have a match-winning lead. But Dilligan, you made a good point as well that the ball could hold up nicely for the Armagh attack. Yeah,
I think we'll see more of that Armagh full forward line in this half now. There's certainly the ball will hold up there against the wind and it won't be running out wide. And you know, if you have the likes of Colette McSorley and Ciara Donnelly swinging around in there, it is dangerous, and the Wexford full back line will have to be on their game in there.
Well, you can see the Armagh players are back in the field of play. I haven't noticed any changes at the moment, but we'll keep an eye for you there. 13 minutes remain. Armagh attacking the goal to the left in the second half. This is the Littlewoods Ireland's National Camogie League Division 3 final in Dunamore Ashburn GA, brought to you in association with Entry. Armagh 5 points, Wexford 7, who are going to be the first National League champions of 2021. Don't forget, there's 5 o'clock, the Division 2 final in Owenbeg between Antrim and Down. We'll focus for the next 30 plus minutes on what's happening here right on your screen at the moment as Armagh try and get the first attack of the game is Katie Convey. She's wearing number 9, has help from Ciara Hill, and Ciara Hill trying to get away from the determined Wexford resistance, stopping her in her tracks, but does enough to send the ball in towards the attack. A touch there by Aoife Dunn, not enough of that occasion as Laura Smith, wearing number 10 for Armagh, tries to get the ball. Supporters behind her through Colette McSorley if she can see her, but the two Wexford defenders are keeping it tight, and eventually the block from Aoife Dunn is enough for Sinead Furlong to win the ball and send it down the left for Wexford, and for Ailish Neville, who wears the number 12 jersey. The marking has been tight enough at times in the match. It's very tight in the early stages of this second half. It's a line ball for Armagh.
Yeah, great defensive work there from Aoife Dunn and helped out by Sinead Furlong with the clearance there, and you just get the feeling it's going to be equally as tight a second half as we had in that first half. There's certainly no quarter Astor given, and you know, scores not that plentiful, but good when they do come.
Ciara Hill is going to take this line ball as well. Doesn't go too far. You can see they're building up for the line ball. If they get one decent connection, you wouldn't know what Armagh will do with some of those chances that present themselves. But it's like a scrum on the Wexford 45-metre line. But Wexford showing that they have the players to bring it up. Kate Devereaux did, but loses out to Shelley McCardle, and Shelley McCardle is going to send it into the attack. Big test for the Wexford defence in the passes on the first occasion and bring it out the field, but they've lost the ball. Armagh still there applying the pressure. Ciara Banville is back to help out as well after good work from Clodagh Jackman, and Ciara Banville gets it out to Chloe Cash. Chloe Cash, wearing number 8, looks up the field. There's 3 Wexford inside players trying to find one of them. The stick was put up by Louise Toner from Armagh. The second time she got it, but Wexford again break the ball down to Megan Cullen in towards Doireann Cullen. Doireann Cullen, a chance here for Wexford. Probably took an extra step that she needed on that occasion. It was a big opportunity. You feel, Elaine, they should have got a point out of it.
Yeah, that was a huge swing, you know, a great ball into the Armagh full forward line, that initially taken brilliantly by Clodagh Jackman out of the air and all the way up then to that attack by Doireann Cullen inside, and Wexford should certainly have gotten something out of it, and there was probably a goal opportunity.
Jemmy McCann gives it to Louise Toner, gets the ball in towards the middle of the field, and Armagh will try and respond. Who will get the first score of the second half as Orla Murray has come out the fields, helping out on the middle third at the moment, trying to create more space, particularly for Ciara Donnelly and for Colette McSorley in the inside line. We're right in front here. The number 12 for Armagh is Sinead Kiernan, Ulster junior captain in 2019 in the Interprovincials, and she takes this line ball just inside the 65-metre line. The Armagh supporters to our left, going very, very quiet. She's missed the ball first time of asking, hits it the second time of asking, and does very well with the second hit as well. Sometimes it's the second serve gets the job done. Katie Convey, wearing number 9, loses out, but Armagh still have the ball. They have the advantage, and Conor Quinlan, the referee, has blown for the free. And it'll be interesting to see now what way this free goes with the swirling breeze that is technically, and I use the word technically, particularly against Armagh in the second half. Ciara Donnelly is going to take the free for Armagh. She got 3 points in the first half, all from place balls. Laura Smith and Colette McSorley with the other 2 points for Armagh. I'll give you the Wexford first half scores in a moment. But Ciara Donnelly with the free, well, it's certainly going to travel. I should never have doubted her, Elaine. She puts the ball over the bar. It's a 1 point ball game.
Yeah, and made little work of that breeze. Missed one from kind of a similar distance in the first half when we thought she had the breeze behind her. But, a real intent of a real killer full forward in there and back on the scoreboard now. And you just feel that gives Armagh a little bit of a lifeline.
7 points to 6. What can Wexford do in response as Ciara Banville has the ball, a player in front, but she didn't have the ball the second time, holds it again just outside the 45-metre line, getting encouragement as Ciara Banville gets within range. Good defending from Gemma McCann made it difficult, and it was enough to take the sting out of the ball and dare to help out as Katie Convey bringing it up the field again. Armagh worked very, very hard on that occasion to win the ball back and send it back to the Wexford half-back line, and to Ciara Donoghue, who just couldn't get control of the ball. It's going to be an Armagh line ball. Chloe Cash is Wexford's top scorer with 5 points in the game. Megan Cullen has got 2. That was the 7 points they got in the first half. They still hold the lead. It's 7 points to 6 to Wexford, and we just double checked with the Camogie Association at half time. There will be a replay if these teams are level at the end of normal time. That replay will take place next week. Don't forget, only 1 point separated the teams in the group stages. Wexford won about that occasion 114 to 16 points. Only 1 point separates the teams at the moment. Wexford in front by 7 points to 6, but plenty more scores to come before this game comes to the conclusion. Aideen Brennan, the centre back for Wexford, is going to take this line ball outside the 45-metre line. And she takes the ball, sends it down in towards the attack as well. Can she find a teammate? Armagh through Ciara Hill, get a touch on the ball inside the 20-metre line, out into the space in the middle of the field. Will it bounce nicely for Sinead Kiernan? Indeed it does. She needs support, sends the ball forward in towards the attack. Aideen Brennan, well, she did win the race to the ball, but she didn't win the hit on it. And Armagh just adding a bit more pressure at the moment, and good work being put in there by Orla Murray. And again, a scramble goes out over the line, and I think that's going to be a line ball for Wexford.
Yeah, really, really hard fought ball there, and you can just see that Wexford half-back line really frustrating that Armagh half-forward line. They're playing from in front, and Aisling Brennan just failed to control that one, but fought for it so hard on the ground, and Wexford defenders back in beside her and forced the Armagh player out over the sideline.
You might have just seen the Armagh manager, Mahi Lennon, just getting involved. He's starting to puck every ball from the line as well. Alan Brennan has been doing it throughout the game. Armagh have the ball. The referee blows the whistle. It's an Armagh free. And just like where we're positioned in the main stand here in Ashbourne, it's just so exciting with the vibrancy, something we're not used to even as commentators, of hearing the supporters either side of us here. Armagh with the free. It's going to be taken by Louise Toner, their number 5, and she takes the free, sending it down towards the attack. What can they get back on level terms? They've managed it on one occasion in the game so far, but Armagh are yet to lead this Division 3 National Camogie League final. Shelley McCardle inside the 45-metre line, sends it out in the direction of Colette McSorley. Not to be in this occasion. Sinead Furlong takes the ball and moves up the line now and reaches the 65-metre line. Continues sending it down the left. Had a teammate in front of her as Chloe Cash tries to win the ball. It went off the Armagh stick. Good defending from Louise Toner. It's going to be a line ball for Wexford.
Yeah, and Sinead Furlong is having a fantastic game for Wexford at corner back there. No mean task to be in on Colette McSorley in there, but she's really hurling from in front, and great delivery of that ball. Just failed to be controlled by Chloe Cash, but Wexford now with the line ball.
The line ball for Wexford goes a small distance, comes to Kate Devereux, who had founded a player in purple, and Wexford have the ball. A long drive down from 65 metres to Doran Cullen. Can she get the touch? Gets away from her, but Kiri Devlin had to be alert. You can't call it a shot, it's hard to call it a save, but it was a dangerous bounce in the ball there that could have gone anywhere. Wexford retrieve it through Ciara Donoghue, who sends it in again. Maybe Wexford has sensed there could be an opportunity with the bounce of the ball if they can keep it between the two posts, but Armagh just getting the players back. They haven't cleared the ball yet though. Play GA is on the Armagh 20-metre line, and eventually it's cleared out towards the middle of the field, and a take there from Ola Murray takes it enough to allow Leanne Donnelly to take the ball. Leanne Donnelly goes in a run, a great run here for Armagh inside the 45-metre line. Leanne Donnelly continues to run, and she's aboard. She put the pass in there as well. She was anticipating there'd be somebody in there to retrieve the ball and continue the Armagh attack. Not to be well read by Wexford. It's a free out, but what a run from Leanne Donnelly.
Yeah, and I think the Wexford crowd and the Wexford defender sensed it. You know, Leanne Donnelly did so well here around the middle of the field, the 65, just to slip the tackle, and the defence opened up in front of her, maybe just ran out of options, but credit Aideen Brennan, you know, she chased her back the whole way and made life difficult for her, and, you know, got back for that crucial little touch just as the hand pass was going away from her.
Aideen Brennan's long ball works its way to Chloe Cash, who tries to send it in front of Ailish Neville, but it might be Grace Roach instead. Not to be for Wexford. Armagh have the ball. It's Emer Hayes, and Emer Hayes turns on her left hand side and sends it towards the middle of the field. Kate Devereaux gets a hurl up to the ball, but it went behind her. She didn't see it. Sinead Kiernan was watching, and Sinead Kiernan sends it inside the 45-metre line. Wexford in control again, launching another attack and a long ball down, and this is the moment of the game you feel Wexford want to really apply the pressure. They have not scored in the second half yet. We have played 8.5 minutes, and Armagh just gradually bringing the ball up, showing the composure to give them an All-Ireland title in 2020. But it looks like two players have collided. Gemma McCann is the Armagh player, and I'm just trying to work out, is it Ciara Banville? If Ciara Banville is the Wexford player, I don't think it is, but we worked out at the moment.
Yeah, just the ball bobbling around there on the way out of the Armagh defence and just pop up into the air, and the two players collided. I think it's going to be a free out to Armagh, alright, but didn't think there was anything malicious in it, but Wexford just anxious now to get the player back to her feet.
So just having a hold up and play. Actually, the player is Megan Cullen. Megan Cullen sitting up though, getting a drink of water there. We're putting her helmet back on her, and she is okay, thankfully. It's been a good spirited contest, Elaine. Like some good hard challenges in the game, it has to be said. Commitment from both teams and everything you want from a national final.
Yeah, there's been some huge tackles there. I think especially since half time. I think both teams probably realised at half time that this game is there for the taking for either one of them, and you know, I think the intensity has really upped. Not that it was slow or anything in the first half. It's a huge testament to the division, and it's a huge national final, and as you said, every ball being fought for.
Camogie's been very entertaining since its return on the 15th of May as Louise Toner's free is won by Aisling Halligan, and Aisling Halligan to Kate Devereaux, and now all of a sudden we're down the left in an opportunity for Wexford. Ailish Neville with the shot for Wexford, and Ailish Neville gets the first score of the second half from distance, about 50 odd yards. A great way for Wexford to start their second half account.
Yeah, great score. What a way to start it, you know, and it came all the way from Aisling Halligan there at full back, and credit to her, she's had a great opening to this second half. She's playing from in front there. She's probably out the field a bit further than full back, but she's really storming into the game, and it was a great little interplay between the Wexford players down that left wing that released Ailish Neville into the space, and a huge strike from way out the field.
8 points to 6 to Wexford. They have a free, and I think we'll be having a substitution shortly. I can see Lisa Furman, who started the semi-final for Wexford against Limerick, is about to enter the field of play, and she is on now. I haven't seen who's gone off just yet. We'll find out that in a moment. We'll keep our eyes on the free. Armagh clapping as well for the substitution. I didn't see an Armagh change as well, so great to see the sporting nature of the respective supporters as well. I think it might be Grace Roach that's gone off. We'll confirm that in a moment. Aideen Brennan takes the free, sends it down. Emma Codd tried to get a touch on the ball. It didn't come for her. It is Grace Roach that has gone off the field for Lisa Furman. Emma Codd has the ball for Wexford, and Emma Codd puts the ball over the bar. It's like the buses you wait a long time for one, two come together, and Wexford are 3 in front.
Yeah, one from each side of the field from Wexford. 2 great scores. You know, they'd gone a spell without getting anything there, but 2 great scores there, and you just feel now that Armagh need to find a response.
Louise Toner is having a very influential second half and sends the ball down the other side of the field. Aoife Dunn wins it back for Wexford, and Wexford are growing in confidence. Well, Ailish Neville is, because she sends another long ball down. I'm not too sure if that was delivery or a shot. Didn't work out for her on this occasion, but definitely has the boost in her after getting that great score a moment ago.
Yeah, and that's the first kind of, you know, aimless wide maybe that Wexford have had down there. Everything else they've put in has gone straight in on top of the Armagh goal, and I suppose that's where it's most dangerous.
Kiri Devlin on that occasion just slowed down the puck out. Of course, she could have taken it straight away after the wide, but waited a second. Maybe Armagh just realising Wexford are enjoying a little purple patch, forgive the pun at the moment, and they want to just get the game back being played on their terms. Ciara Hill going to take this free for Armagh, gets it inside the opposing 45-metre line very, very briefly, because Ciara Donoghue got a touch on the ball. The referee blows the whistle, and he's giving a free out for Wexford. So the few little calls are going Wexford's way at the moment. Kate Devereaux's going to leave the ball down for, I'm assuming Aideen Brennan will be the player that takes this free for Wexford just outside her own 45-metre line. We have played 12 and a half minutes of the second half. It's Wexford 9 points, it's Armagh 6, and Aideen Brennan sends the ball down towards the opposing attack, and Eilish Neville tried to get underneath it but not to be, and Emer Hayes, a little touch brings it up the field, but only as far as Kate Devereaux, and I think clumsily went into the Armagh player. I don't think there's any arguments about that decision.
No, I think we could see where Kate Devereaux was trying to get to, but found the Armagh player just in front of her, and look, unlucky I suppose that she was blown for charging, because there definitely was the opportunity for a score. Wexford had players over on the left hand side, and you know they'll be disappointed not to have made more out of that.
Kate Devereaux scored 3 points against Down in the group stages as Ciara Hill takes the ball. The battle continues on now as Armagh try and get a score, get themselves back in the game. They certainly won't want to go 4 points down in what is a low scoring game, even though it is very, very entertaining game. And it was an Armagh substitute that came on, and a few minutes ago, and that was Rachel Merry, last year's joint captain. That's her in the pink and white helmet, wearing number 24, and her first touch of the ball, she wins a free.
Yeah, no surprise to see Rachel introduced, you know, super player and well capable of getting a score in there, and as I said, with her first touch there, did really, really well to dispossess Aideen Brennan, and then got the push in the back and had the experience to go down and win the free, and a chance for Armagh.
Ciara Donnelly's going to take the free, and it's a difficult one, but it looks good. What's the umpire going to do? I think he's going for the white flag, and what a way to respond. Ciara Donnelly gets the score, 9 points to 7.
Yeah, super response again from Armagh, just to match the two that Wexford have put over. But look, I suppose from an Armagh point of view, probably a little bit over dependent on frees at the moment, and they'd like to maybe create something a little bit more from play. But look, they'll be happy to still be within touch, but they really need to knuckle down at the back now and maybe stop Wexford scoring again if they can.
Emer Smith looks like she's getting ready to enter for Armagh in the next couple of moments. They have the ball, but they need to get back in level terms. They haven't managed that since it was 5 points apiece. They trail by 2, and the ball is inside the Wexford 45-metre line, but Ciara Donoghue is going to get ahead of Sinead Kiernan on this occasion. Moving down the right flank, there's Wexford players in support. Aisling Halligan, another dual player, wins the ball, tries to get the clearance. It goes out off an Armagh stick, and it's going to be a Wexford ball on their own 45-metre line, and the water break again going to come any moment, and the last chance for the respective managements to get a word in the ear of their squads to get this game over the line, because it's still there for the taking. 2 points, a dangerous lead, a dangerous deficit. Ciara Donoghue to take the line ball for Wexford, and she takes the line ball, sends it down the right hand side, trying to find Lisa Furman. Lisa Furman just behind Emer Hayes on this occasion, and Emer Hayes, the centre back for Armagh, was just going to say she had done well to keep control of it, but needed help, and the help came. Who else but Louise Toner, the winner of the Armagh Puck Fada in 2019, and she gets it towards the 45-metre line. Ciara Hill, another player that's going to be very responsible if Armagh gets something out of this game. She's worked really, really hard for the team, as of many more, and Armagh are on the move again. On the move to Leanne Donnelly. Leanne Donnelly down the direction of Rachel Merry. Rachel Merry losing out to Sinead Furlong, but Wexford have not managed to deal with the pressure just yet, and Armagh know they might another score or so before the break will have them really ready to go for the final quarter of this match. And on the run is Ciara Donnelly. The space is opened up for Ciara Donnelly. Chance for Armagh, shot, a goal for Armagh. A goal for Armagh. Just as we said, Ciara Donnelly does the business.
Absolutely, and off of absolutely nothing. You know, Wexford will be so disappointed they didn't deal better with that, but out of the ruck of players emerging out the back of it from nothing. I don't even know how she got the ball into her hand, but who but Ciara Donnelly to appear when Armagh needed her most, and stood up, and a fantastic score and a real shot in the arm now for Armagh.
Armagh go into the water break 1 point in front. Armagh 1-7, Wexford 9 points. Elaine, it was like we were teeing her up. As you just said, they're out of nothing. The last thing I saw there was an Armagh player going through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but she should never bet against Ciara Donnelly.
No, and look, real tigerish. I suppose things haven't been going her way inside there. Maybe today hasn't got on a huge amount of possession, but with that one ball, I suppose she just shows how dangerous she is in there, and what she is capable of. And as I said, it came at an ideal time for Armagh, just coming up to the water break when they have half played second fiddle to Wexford for a lot of that second half, and Wexford had a lot of the possession, and yet it's Armagh now who go in the point up.
Questions now will be about Wexford. They had plenty of chances there. A great, excellent effort there from Ailish Neville at one stage. A goal opportunity as well, maybe an extra step from Doreen Cullen, whatever, when she probably should have trusted her instinct. They have to respond here now, because it's not the fact that Armagh have the lead, but if they get the next score, they have the momentum and they know how to win big matches.
Yeah, certainly the momentum will be with Armagh now, you'd imagine, having got that goal, and as I said, having maybe played second fiddle to Wexford for a lot of that, and Wexford will be disappointed that they won't have been further ahead given the possession they had in that first half, and even in that first 15 minutes of the second half they had plenty of opportunities, but as you said, on occasion maybe just took a little bit too much out of it, and a couple of easy frees maybe left Armagh off the hook at the back, and they left Armagh hanging in that game, and when you have a forward the calibre of Ciara Donnelly in there, you can't afford to do that.
Well, Wexford have broken out, Armagh have broken out, and if you're joining us here, the Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final here in Donaghmore, Ashbourne, GAA in County Meath, brought to you in association with Entry. You're setting it up nicely. There's a 1 point ball game again. It's Armagh in front, 1-7 to 9 points. Will we have champions today, or will we have to come back next weekend and do it all again? We're about to find out. Stick with us till the very finish. 18 minutes gone, but I'd imagine we'll have at least 3 minutes of added time at the end of this game, unless there's any more stoppages beforehand. Play restarts from the Wexford goalkeeper. Her name is Lara O'Shea, and a long ball down in the direction of Kate Devereaux. Can Wexford respond and get the score? It's the first time in the game that Armagh have led this contest. They have not led beforehand. They were level just once. Emma Codd wears number 14 into the Kate Devereaux, and Kate Devereaux in for Lisa Furman. Lisa Furman, will she go herself? She just lost the control of the ball, turns in the right there. Armagh bring the players back. Emma Codd looks for the shot, and it's gone. Save again from Kerry Devlin. Not the first time in the game, but the referee had spotted a foul. Wexford will get their chance. Elaine, I'll leave it to you.
We said we needed a response from Wexford, and what a response it was, straight from the puck out. And Kate Devereaux did really, really well to win a ball on the sideline here, just kicked it on enough to create something for Wexford inside and looked to be a goal chance. Lisa Furman just maybe took her eye off it at the last second, but maintained possession, was fouled back, and still got the shot off, but a chance now for Wexford and a great response.
An opportunity here to level the teams again. I think I saw Wexford's number 18, Alana Davis, on the field. We'll confirm that in a moment, but all eyes on the Wexford free taker, Chloe Cash, and Chloe Cash puts the ball over the bar. The sides are level. It's 10 points to 1-7.
Yeah, and a huge puck out now here for Armagh. They'll be anxious to gain possession, and Wexford will really want to pin them back in there and try and keep the pressure on them if they can.
They're a level of 5 points apiece, and now level of 10 points apiece. Is there 15 before this game finishes? It wouldn't rule it out for either team. The ball, the far side of the field, inside the Armagh 65-metre line. Ailish Neville sends it on the ground, hoping that Kate Devereaux can run onto that. But Louise Toner is really standing out in the second half, and she wins the ball again and gets it towards the middle to Orla Murray, who's enjoyed more success in the games than she came to the middle third of the field. She didn't enjoy success that time as Ailish Neville has it for Wexford down the field, but it's won by the Armagh fullback, Nicola Woods. And Nicola Woods will send it back out the field again. Another bit of tennis as the two teams tee each other up, and who will get the next score of the game? Who will take the advantage in this Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final? Armagh with the ball, and on the move for Armagh is their number 20, Ciara Hill. Ciara Hill turns on her right hand side and sends it in towards the Wexford half back line. It's held for Leanne Donnelly. Leanne Donnelly sending it down, hoping that Ciara might get on this. Clodagh Jackman winning the race in that occasion for Wexford. She's done well. It's been a great tussle between the two of them. Clodagh Jackman, a high challenge, justifies the free out, but in the lane, a good tussle between the two.
Super tussle down there, and Clodagh Jackman did really, really well there, facing her own goal, a ball heading for the line, and knowing that Ciara Donnelly was breathing down your neck, had the composure to just stop the ball, kill it dead and get it into her hands, and once she was in possession then she did really, really well to earn that free.
So it's going to be a free out taken by Aisling Halligan, and she takes the free for Wexford, gets it down to the opposing 65-metre line. Great touch from Ciara Hill from the Grainmore club, and she sends it back down the field again. Armagh know they have a chance to win this game now after trailing for so long. Colette McSorley in just outside the 20-metre line will come for Ciara Donnelly. Ciara Donnelly only one score from play. That was the goal. Will she get a point as well? Going to drop in towards the goalkeeper. A bit of nerves there from the Wexford goalkeeper. Didn't fancy taking that by hand. Colette McSorley has the ball again for Armagh, tries to work away inside. Aisling Halligan doesn't come for her, but it might come for Leanne Donnelly. Leanne Donnelly sends it in. The keeper bats it out again. This time it was a wise one. More space, but they need to get onto the ball. Wexford can't afford to start getting laxy days in the full back line. There was a collision between the two players, and we're going to have a hold up and play.
Yeah, nervous times there in the Wexford full back line from that initial bat down from Lara O'Shea. It did bounce dangerously along the square there, and Ciara Donnelly in on the end of it again, and super ball across, and Wexford did well to get the bodies on the line, but a little bit of an injury there, but they look to have survived that attack and were in possession on the way out, so should be an indirect free to Wexford when play resumes.
Big test again for the Wexford full-back line. Armagh just getting more dangerous as we go along. That's been a substitution for Armagh. Orla Curry from the Middletown club is on the field to play. We'll confirm who she's replacing in a moment. There's the Wexford player on the ground too. Took a heavy knock on that occasion, trying to stop the attack from Armagh that could have yielded a second goal. I'm just looking around. I know at the time that Aoife Dunn was in the middle of that challenge as well, so I'm just looking around to see if I can spot Aoife Dunn. So I don't think I can see her, Elaine, so I'd say probably her.
I think it is Aoife Dunn that's down, yeah. She's not in her position there, I don't think, but there's been a couple of huge performances there. Aisling Halligan, I think, has really grown into this game from full back. She's probably playing a little bit out the field, but she's covering a lot of ground in there and getting back to cover on occasion as well, so she's a real rock of that Wexford defence in there.
Katie Convey is the Armagh player that's gone off the field to play. We have 7 minutes of normal time remaining. We estimate we're going to have at least 3 minutes of added time, but that'll be up to the official to determine closer to the 30-minute mark. The signs are all square, and just to repeat, we'll be coming back for a replay, whether it's here, whether it's somewhere else. It'll be next week, should the teams finish level, and you can't bet against it. Aoife Dunn is sitting up at the moment. A bit of concern from some of her teammates. I don't see any activity on the Wexford line. Alan Brennan there, you mightn't see him in your shot at the moment. He's came out to the field to play, doing a bit of a Davy, but only just checking the concern of his player. And now he's heading back off the line. We're going to restart play. So Conor Quinlan going to throw the ball in on the 20-metre line. And it looks like it's going to be Orla Murray against Sinead Furlong. A bit of pushing there between the respective players. You're allowed minimal contact as well. You can all determine what minimal contact is, but play continues on. Wexford have the ball. Referee spotted a foul, and it's going to be a free out. 24 minutes gone in the second half. All square in the Division 3 National Camogie League final. Who will get the next score? We haven't had a score in about 4 minutes. Now we have had the hold up and play there for Aoife Dunn, so we'll be at the minute or two for that, you would feel. Down the left as well. Only got as far as Leanne Donnelly, but she couldn't control it. And Wexford have another line ball, and it's going to be taken by I thought it was going to be taken by Ailish Neville, but she leaves it off for a teammate, and it's a Wexford ball. Nonetheless, right in front of the Littlewoods Ireland signed sponsors of this competition. The line ball taken by Aoife Dunn, so she's back on her feet, back involved in the play, back in the action, but it's Armagh who have the ball, and in the middle of the field with plenty of space is their number 29, Emer Smith. We'd seen her warming up, we didn't see her come on, but we see her now sending the ball in towards the attack, and Wexford need to be careful because Ciara Donnelly is lurking, and this time Lara O'Shea was taking no chances with that. Got the ball to hand as quick as she could, gives it to Ailish Neville. Ailish Neville to Aideen Brennan outside the 65-metre line. Wexford have the chance of an attack now, but the ball is spinning away. Might be slowing down a little bit compared to what it was like in the first half. Emer Hayes sending the ball again up towards the 45-metre line. Can Armagh avert the danger? Chloe Cash trying to get into her hand. She's done very, very well in this game, looking around for options. The half pass to the left. The Armagh supporters didn't like that. Play continues on. Ciara Banville goes for the post, and Ciara Banville puts the ball over the bar. 5 minutes to go. Wexford in front of lane.
Super score from Wexford, super response. As I said, the ball didn't quite make the end line, and they did really well to recycle it back out. Chloe Cash gained possession and got the pass off.
Chance here for Ailish Neville, a player in front. She probably should have taken the option, and Lisa Furman was inside. I think Ailish Neville was in two minds what to do with that because she had a free player.
Yeah, there was the overlap there, and we sensed that maybe there was something big coming for Wexford. Maybe just caught the eye of the Armagh player coming in to close her down and failed to get the pass off. But that definitely is a missed opportunity for Wexford.
You can feel the heat here building up with the rival supporters. Armagh felt it was a throw from Chloe Cash a moment ago. I didn't think so myself. I thought it was a legitimate pass. Elaine might give her thoughts in the moment, but it finished in a score nonetheless. Wexford have we thought it was a line ball. No, it's not going to be. It's going to be an Armagh ball.
No, a super block down from Emma Codden. I think she thought she was going to be rewarded with the sideline as well, but change of mind from the linesman and giving the ball to Armagh. And Ciara Hill, I think it is going to take it, and she's had a massive game for Armagh.
So the linesman in having a word with the referee there at the moment. Looks like play is going to continue on. To give you a sense of the excitement here in Ashburn, myself and Elaine can barely hear ourselves talking with the supporters either side of us, and I hope you're picking up that atmosphere as well. It really feels like a final, and of course down to the final 4 minutes of normal time. 1 point between the teams. It's everything we'd hoped for. The weather has been good. Hopefully it'll stay good for the 4 finals that take place this weekend. Cavan meet Roscommon in Division 4. That's at 2 o'clock tomorrow in Pearse Park in Longford. But we're on the action now as the Wexford defence have it. Aideen Brennan, but she doesn't get the ball out the field. Orla Murray coming in to apply the pressure for Armagh, and every single ball has been shouted for. Rachel Murray has the ball. The referee spotted the foul for a high challenge. It's going to be an Armagh free. The Wexford player in a bit of discomfort. The physio will be on to deal with, I think it's the full-back Aisling Halligan. So she'll be another hold up and play at the moment, but Armagh will get their free, and you just feel, Elaine, they're going to make it level again.
Yeah, look, it's an easy enough free for Ciara Donnelly, given the ones that she's put over already in the second half, inside the 45 and relatively close to the goal. But what a response from Armagh again, and has been up and down the field, score for score. And look, every line ball, every free, everything has been fought for all over the field. So huge final, and you know, as I said, coming right down to the wire, coming to the last few minutes.
This is a taster of what to expect over the weekend with the 4 games. Now, Camogie fans all over the country are going to really enjoy the coverage being brought to them, whether it's from Entry, RT or anyone else.
Yeah, it's a massive weekend for Camogie. You know, 4 finals across all divisions, and a huge weekend for all those finalists. And you know, we've All-Ireland champions from last year in every grade, I think, competing in all the divisions this year. So a massive feast of Camogie for spectators, as you said, through the live streaming and through the Division 1 final tomorrow night on RT.
And of course there's 3 relegation finals taking place as well, so plenty to go with. Back into the action here. Ciara Donnelly, 28 and a half minutes gone in the second half. Can she level the teams here in Ashburn? She rarely disappoints. An important free for Armagh. Looks good. The umpire just needs to confirm it. But look to me that the ball went over the bar. It has gone over the bar, and the sides are level.
Yeah, super free from Ciara. You know what? You'd expect nothing less from her, you know. Pressure free, but come the day and come the player, and stood up and really taken this game to Wexford now.
A second free won by Rachel Murray in this game for Armagh, and she came on the field of play, and it's Armagh 1-8. It's Wexford 11 points. My clock says 29 minutes gone. We've just seen there was a hold up for the water break, so the clock on your screen is the accurate one. 27 minutes and 12 seconds. 3 minutes to go of normal time. Probably a couple of minutes of added time as well. And Ciara Banville has the ball for Wexford. The 2 number 11s have the ball. Leanne Donnelly got a touch, but it took Emer Smith, wearing 29, to win the ball for Armagh. She plays her Camogie for Ballymacnabb, but Wexford have it again. An opportunity to go for a score. It looks good. The ball has gone over the bar. Wexford go back in front. Was that Aoife Dunn who came up the field to get the point? 12 points to 1-8.
Yeah, super score from Aoife Dunn, all the way up from wing back, and drifted into the space, and you know, had the confidence and the composure to take the step forward, get into the scoring zone, and popped a lovely point over the bar. And you know, a great reply for Wexford. As I said, they've been able to get those scores all day just that little bit easier, and still find themselves just barely hanging on.
Katie Gallagher from Arla de Balla is on the field to play for Wexford. She's replacing Emma Codd, and we're going to restart the play now with Kiri Devlin, the Armagh goalkeeper. Sends it out between the 45 and the 65 metre line. Her team 1 point behind. The ball goes out over the line. It's going to be a line ball for Wexford. Now, I know Wexford had a 2-point lead earlier on, and I said that was a dangerous lead, but Armagh got their goal sense. But the time is against Armagh. Looking at the clock, it says 28 minutes and 27 seconds. A minute and a half of normal time remaining. Another Armagh substitution off your screen. Maeve Linehan is coming on the field of play for Armagh. So managers, you're taking the opportunity to use as many subs as they can. They need the fresh legs, Elaine, in the closing stages.
Yeah, I suppose a couple of substitutions in both sets of forwards, just hoping maybe that one set of fresh legs will bring something different, maybe win a free or run a ball in that they can create something out of.
Lisa Furman wears number 17. She's one of the substitutions, tries to find Katie Gallagher. Shelley McCarroll got in the way there for our man. They have the ball back through Emer Hayes. Can she clear the ball? She gets it up a few yards as far as Ciara Hill, who's on the 45 metre line. Great awareness from Ciara Hill. They kick the ball to Emer Smith, and all of a sudden we're down the other end of the field again. The centre back for Wexford is Aideen Brennan, and she sends it back like a rugby style out to touch, but it's going to be an Armagh ball.
Yeah, anywhere will do at this minute now for Aideen Brennan, and as far down the field away from her as possible as the clock ticks down closer to the 30 minutes, and she's been outstanding at centre back for Wexford today.
We're nearly inside the final 30 seconds of normal time, and a few minutes were added, no doubt. Lisa Furman with the ball for Wexford. Can she get another score that could be the winning of this National League final for the Slaney-siders? None of Armagh have anything to say about it, and Armagh have the ball again, and the hand pass out to Leanne Donnelly. Leanne Donnelly inside her own 65-metre line looking for support, and Armagh are under a bit of pressure at the moment as Orla Curry tries to deal with the two Wexford players around her. The referee says she took too many steps. It's going to be a free for Wexford and a big moment for Chloe Cash. Can she put them two ahead?
Yeah, tired bodies all over the field there, and Megan Cullen and Chloe Cash just doing enough to hold up Armagh and forcing the overcarry. So, a huge free from her, and look, she looked to put a bit of a stretch in it between them and maybe put two between them and hope to knuckle down and win back the puck out, but a huge free for Chloe.
I'm not too sure. I was looking at the linesmen there signalling to the respective camps. I'm not too sure if he indicated one finger or four fingers, but there'll definitely be a chance for Armagh to get something after this. First, Chloe Cash. Can she get the score for Wexford? This could be the winning score of the National League for Wexford. The tail into the right. I think it did. It's still a 1-point ball game. Can Armagh get the score and save this game and bring us to another outing next weekend? There's a Wexford player on the ground. Play continues on, but Wexford have it. And Chloe Cash hopping, tries to get it back on her feet. She is back on her feet. She refused the treatment now. She wants to keep on playing. And Wexford have it. And they have on the roof down the right. Number 10 is Megan Cullen. Megan Cullen, can she set up the score? Or can she get it herself? She gives it to Chloe. Chloe Cash has found the pep in her two legs again. And she's on the pass into Lisa Furman. Lisa Furman tries to find a bit of space for Wexford. Surrounded by the Armagh defenders. Great defending from Armagh. It's a free out.
Yeah, that had everything. A great attacking move by Chloe Cash and Megan Cullen. A great little sidestep by Chloe Cash in the build-up. But Armagh had the numbers back and did really, really well to turn them over and give themselves a chance now.
Bernie Murray is coming on the field for Armagh. The clock continues ticking down. 90 seconds of added time have been played. Armagh won 8, Wexford 12 points. Have Wexford done enough to win Division 3 of the National Camogie League? Or can Armagh save this game? Leanne Donnelly gets a touch, sends it across, but Wexford seems to be first to every ball at the moment as Aoife Dunn did enough to win possession, but it's back in the hands of Ciara Hill, and Ciara Hill passes it forward to Bernie Murray, who's just come on the field of play, charges into the Wexford player. It's going to be a free out for Wexford. And no doubt they won't be in any rush to take this free. The breeze is picking up again. It's blowing from left to right. There'll be a hold up for just a moment as the Wexford player on the ground receives some attention, and they'll get a chance to restart play. How much more time will the referee Conor Quinlan give in this game? Will Armagh need to get a goal, or will a point do? But first, Elaine, they have to get the ball the left-hand side of the 65-metre line as we look at it, and they've struggled to do that the last few minutes.
They have struggled to do it for long parts of this game, I think, and a lot of it has been played either around the middle of the field or in the Wexford attack. And look, Aideen Brendan's a massive striker of the ball. She'll be looking to get this right into the heart of the Armagh defence.
Distance will be just as important as accuracy, and she sends it down towards the danger area. Armagh needs to be careful. Two of them touch the ball. I think it's gone out for the 45. It has. And Wexford will fancy themselves. This is only left of the post. They will fancy themselves to get this.
Yeah, and look, as the clock ticks down, it's probably nearly as good as a score for Wexford. It'll take a couple of seconds maybe to get the ball back out, and Chloe Cash will have her chance to put the 45 over. And then, as I said, the next puck, it'll be a massive one for both Armagh and Wexford, both of them trying to gain possession of it. But that has been a let off for Wexford.
This is a big free again, just like it was the last time, to put two between them. Can Wexford get the score? As we look at the clock, and the clock says 33 minutes and 25 seconds. Wexford with a free. That could be the winning of this Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final. Chloe Cash with the 45, I should say. The ball has gone over the bar. It's a 2-point ball game. It just touched the top of the net, and now it's a big moment. 13 points to 1-8, Elaine.
Yeah, and it was a dangerous free. It was dropping from the whole way, but judged the distance perfectly, and a huge boost now for Wexford.
Wexford have the ball again. Armagh just can't get their hands on the ball. We hardly time for two more scores in this game. You wouldn't know. Leanne Donnelly with it for Armagh, sending it up the field as well, but only as far as Ciara Donoghue. Wexford are first to every 50-50 ball at the moment. Armagh win a lot of it, but inside their own half of the field, Shelley McCardle runs up, gets the advantage. She gets to the 65-metre line. It'll go back for the free. And now a big moment for Armagh. This is going to drop into the house. Who is going to take this free? Who is going to get it into the attack? And can Armagh get the goal to save and win this Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final? The free, no time being wasted on it. Bernie Murray has it on the 45-metre line. She probably should have gone down the left. She didn't go down the left. Megan Cullen wins the free. It's all over. And Wexford are the Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 champions. They worked hard in the closing stages, held on to the ball lane, and I don't think there could be any complaints. They were deserving winners.
I think they were from the start. You know, they really tore into this game and they had ball winners and match winners all over the field, none more so than Megan Cullen there with that last ball, you know, back in her own half-back line defending, got a super block in, won the possession, was willing to take it on again just before she was fouled there. Wexford had that all over the field today, and as you mentioned, they were first to every 50-50 ball. They were on to breaking ball and they were attacking in numbers, and look, they never left Armagh get into the flow of their game today, and I think they probably overall on possession and on how easily they got their scores versus Armagh's, they're probably deserving of the victory here.
Armagh got the goal just before the water break to take the advantage, but that was their only score from play, I think, in the second half. We talked at half time and during the second quarter of that period where Armagh really needed to make a count on the scoreboard, and that's but they didn't do it.
No, they just couldn't do it, and you know, as you said, their only scores of the second half were that goal from play and 3 placed balls, I think, from Ciara Donnelly. So if you pivot around and look at the other end, you know, Wexford had players popping up, Aoife Dunn from wing back and Chloe Cash in the middle of the field had the 2 frees, and Ciara Banville, Emma Codd, a couple of different scorers from play all over the field, and just throughout the day I think, you know, Wexford just created that little bit extra and were able to score with that little bit more freedom.
Well, Elaine, we'll talk more in a few minutes' time there as well, so we're going to get ready for the presentation, but you can see Wexford there in the background. They are celebrating National Camogie League champions. Don't go away. We'll be back with the presentation and reaction in a few moments.
Our game is about more than sacrifice. Our game's about style.
Camogie is the fastest field sport in the world.
In our game, we play and create with flair.
Push, all the way through, really good.
We break records, smash ceilings, and shatter expectations. We live with our own expression. We turn our style into art. We set real squad goals. On and off the pitch. We follow trailblazers and legends. And our game is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We forge our own path forward.
We want the new personal best. Come on, all the way.
Because our style is substance. And our style is here to stay. Our game is about more than sacrifice.
Sorry, could
Gordas, Gull, Loch Orman, Agus Armagh, on Clihe Úntaach and you today. On behalf of the Camogie Association, it is a great honour for me to be here today as Leinster Chairperson to represent the Uachtaráin and the Camogie Association. An Uachtaráin is engaged in Derry today at the Division 2 final, but she sends her best wishes to both Loch Orman and Armagh for the rest of the year. I would like to thank Donegal Ashbourne for the use of their facilities here today. As you will see, there are fantastic facilities, and I would like to thank them also for the use of the facilities over the last 3 weekends. And I would have to say the volunteers here in Donegal Ashbourne are a credit to the Camogie Association. So to Donegal Ashbourne, Míle Buíochas. I'd also like to congratulate Conor Quinlan from Galway and his officials on another fine game. Conor is one of our new aspiring referees, and just well done to Conor. I'm just going to ask Elaine Aylward now to present the player of the match, and she will announce the player of the match award winner.
Thank you. Today's player of the match was centre back number 6 from Wexford, Adrian Bowman.
Just want to commiserate with Armagh. You've had a fantastic league campaign, but unfortunately today is Wexford's day. And I would now like to call on the captain, Ciara Donoghue, to accept the cup on behalf of Loch Orman. Sorry, I can't lift it, sorry. I can't lift it.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I go to the front?
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
No, we can't you? Okay.
And we have to leave the cup here as well, and we'll give it to you when you're heading off.
Okay, brilliant.
All right?
Okay, thanks.
Come back to Caroline and Caroline. Yeah.
Okay, I can't say a speech, so. That's right. Thanks, Armagh, for the match. I'm sure we're going to meet you in championship, which is the big one, so we look forward to that.
Now, thank you very much. We're joined here by the Wexford player of the match, Aideen Brennan, who was on your screen at the moment. Aideen, we're just checking the mics were all working, but Wexford were certainly working out in the field of play.
Yeah, definitely. We got off to, I suppose, a good start. I feel like everybody gave it everything from the beginning, but we knew coming here today that it was going to be a really tough battle. We obviously had met Armagh already this year, and it was a very, very big challenge as well, so we were under no illusion coming here today that we needed to fight really hard.
There's a lot of talk about the Armagh attack and the damage they can do, and we saw one example during the course of the game, but they didn't get many chances because, especially yourselves in the half-back line, but also the defence behind you.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like we have like really good defenders on this team, and you know there was lots of talk that Armagh are very strong up front, but you know we've been training hard. Even since last year, we've been training so hard together as a unit, and today it showed there on the pitch that our defence is well able for any forward line.
You were never behind until Ciara Donnelly's goal just before the last water break. What did the management say to you then? Because you came out and you weren't fazed by that goal.
Yeah, I suppose the goal was a blow for us at that time, but you know we kept calm, and the management I suppose had belief in us that if we went out and played our own game again the last 15 minutes that we'd be able to pull through, and luckily enough that's what we done in the end.
There were some great scores as well, just to push yourselves back in front and put 2 points in front, and you wouldn't give Armagh the ball over the final few minutes.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I think coming here today we knew there was nothing going to stop us winning, and no matter what we were going to do, we were going to make sure that we brought some silverware home to Wexford today, so we're just delighted. Everyone gave it their all and we couldn't be more happier.
And it's a perfect finish to the league campaign for Wexford and Camogie as well. I know the seniors will be disappointed not to win their competition, but at least as you said there, you're bringing silverware home to Wexford.
Yeah, absolutely, and I suppose it's great. We're on a winning streak now. We haven't lost one game so far in the league, so we'll be hoping to bring this momentum the whole way through to the championship, and we're looking to start our championship campaign in July.
We're looking forward to seeing yourselves in Armagh play each other again. Aideen Brennan, you are the player of the match. Well done,
great.
Congratulations.
Thanks
I'll
very
let
much.
you go celebrate with your teammates. And a gentleman here that wasn't officially on the field of play, but looked like he was pucking every single ball and taking every single challenge with his team out there. Alan Brennan. Alan, Wexford are back.
We're back. My voice is a bit different than before.
Your voice isn't though.
I'll try my best. Look, that was a great win. The girls left everything out there in the field. That's exactly what we've done. We've played every game. Unbeaten for the league. Not more I can ask for, in fairness.
I got a text from Mary Moore, former Wexford footballer, just at full time as well. She'd be Clodagh Jackman's mother, and we were complimenting Clodagh Jackman for the battle she was having with Ciara Donnelly. But it was one of 6 great battles involving your defenders against the Armagh attack.
Yeah, I thought our defence stood up very strong today. Like we conceded, I'm not sure what it was now, I missed the goal, but I know we didn't concede much from play again. It's sort of what we've done all year. We're a very tight defensive unit, the 6 backs, but we have girls on the line there that could come on as well and just make the backs as tight.
It was a great platform for your attacking players to flourish on occasions. Well, there was a few scores you would have left behind you, but you got the scores at the crucial times.
Yeah, we got scores at crucial times. Chloe was deadly accurate on the frees again, as she has been all year. Ailish Neville popped one over. We just seemed to be under a bit of pressure. She went over in the far 65, popped it over. Great score. And Ciara Bandle ran straight through centre and popped over another point at crucial times of the games, and just brought us right back into it and gave us that bit of life.
We were looking before the game at the midfield battle, and Chloe Cash and Kate Devereaux seemed to win their hands down.
Yeah, they're very good. They've been tight defensively and attacking going forward. They're very good units to talk to each other. They're great understanding. If one goes back, the other goes forward, vice versa. They know how to cover each other well. And even we have Ciara Bandle there, who's able to step back into midfield too if we need her. At times there to give the other girls a rest, so she understands it just as much as the other two.
It sets it up for a very, very exciting championship. We know Waterford are in the mix as well, but yourselves and Armagh will lock horns again, as we said before the game.
Yeah. Look, we're going to beat Armagh again, and who knows, once, maybe twice more, we don't know. Depends how we go, but hopefully we'll celebrate this one for the minute.
And before I let you go and celebrate, Alan, as well, what's the plan for the night? You let them let the hair down, as obviously safely, of course, but you go and then take a breather for a few days?
Yeah, we'll get a bit of a meal now tonight after this, and look, I'll let them go get a few drinks if they want to. It's up to themselves where they're going to go. And, like, we know COVID's in there, so we won't have to follow the rules, which is a big thing. We want to be careful as anyone. We don't want people mixing, and so look, we'll let him probably have the week off now again, and we turn in for 5 weeks in championships, so we'll go back again.
We're going to let you go and enjoy that and let the voice get a bit of rest as well. We're winning manager, league winning manager, great result for Wexford. Come on, Alan, well done.
Cheers, thanks, Darren. See you again.
That was the Wexford manager, Alan Brennan. I'm not too sure if we've Matty Lennon coming up. We'll check that in a moment. So Elaine Aylwood might come in and join us again for just a moment there, and we'll see if we can get Matty Lennon before we finish up. And Elaine, as we said in the commentary, even touching on the two interviews there with Aideen and Alan, this was a victory for hard work, and Wexford worked really, really hard.
Yeah, certainly. Look, on occasion it looked like it could have been gone from them, and they pulled it back each and every time. I think their half back line was outstanding throughout, and it was the launch pad for a lot of what happened up front and what was good up front. And their full back line credits them. You know, we spoke about the threat that Armagh full forward line posed, and through a combination of the hard worker out around the middle of the field, which limited the supply of good ball in there, and through really good defending in the full back line, I think they really coped well with it.
When Armagh got that goal, yeah, the argument will always go up with the water breaks, and people have their opinions on that, but at the end of the day you play the hand you play with. But they never really threatened Wexford after that. There was a couple of shaky moments there when the ball was bouncing down on the Wexford goalkeeper, but bar that, it never looked like they were really going to make significant improvements on their scoring.
No, and I said it throughout, I just think maybe Wexford today just were able to get their scores that little bit easier when they needed them the most, and probably had the more half goal chances of even that. And look, they didn't convert, but look, they were dangerous up front all throughout.
Elaine, I'll get more thoughts of you in a moment, because we do have the Armagh manager Matty Lennon here, so we'll just bring Matty in for a moment. And Matty, if you just go over here as well. Always difficult to have a conversation after losing a national final. What's your overall assessment of that game?
Yeah, it was a close match, obviously. Yeah, but the breeze played a part, but it didn't play a part. Maybe we didn't start as well as we'd like to start, but we got into the game. It was close coming down the home straight, and look at fair play to Wexford. They came out in the end with a 2-point victory. You know.
Even though Wexford are getting the plaudits for their hard work, Armagh played their part in the great final. I know that's not what you want to be hearing after losing the game as well, but they worked just as hard as Wexford. Probably just the purple patches, they didn't take them as well as Wexford did.
Well, I think that's it. Maybe when we had opportunities, maybe we didn't take them exactly. We had a lot of possession in the second half. Maybe we didn't use it as well as we could have used it. But overall, you can't ask any more than try your best. And I think overall we done our very best. And I wouldn't fault any of the players. Obviously, the 15 that started and any of the subs that come on, they all tried. Some days it runs for you, some days it doesn't. And you're right. Maybe when we were on top, we didn't maybe convert enough. But that's the way it goes.
There was a lot of good Armagh players out there as well. Kieran Donnelly first, because you didn't get to score points from play today, but what a goal to get just before the water break.
Yeah, it was a big score and brought us right back into the game, and it left it, coming down the home straight, and we're right in the mix. But we needed a couple more scores maybe to nail on there, but we didn't get them. But look, Kieran's a brilliant player. There's a number of great players that are young, and over the next month or two, we're looking to develop more. These are the type of games we need to be playing on to learn, and it's about a performance, and I'm very happy with the performance we give. Okay, the result wasn't what we wanted, but it's a learning curve too, and we look at it over the next few days, and we have another match coming up now, hopefully next Saturday in the Ulster Championship. So we look forward to that, and obviously we're going to meet Wexford again somewhere down the line in the All Ireland, and so that'll be another match. Hopefully we'll see how that goes then.
How important is it to have a game like the Ulster Championship a week later as well, to kind of shake off the disappointment of losing this one?
Yeah, it's great to get another match. Matches are great because you learn more by playing the matches, and sometimes you learn more about maybe when you lose and then actually when you win. So it's great to get back out next week again and to get the disappointment out of your system. As I said to the players there, give it a couple of days, get the disappointment out of your system. We'll go back next week and we'll go again.
It's setting up for a great championship as well. Disappointment for Armagh today, but it's a great performance, as you just mentioned there yourself. We can't wait to see what happens in the rest of the summer.
Yeah, exactly. And to say, there's still a bit of Camogie to be played yet before the whole thing's done and dusted. So we look forward to maybe meeting Wexford again further down the line. Okay.
No doubt, Armagh. Plenty to say the rest of the year, Matty. Thanks a million for joining us and
thanks
hard luck with the
very much,
results. That was the Armagh Camogie manager, Matty Lennon, there joining us. We'll just bring Elaine in one more time before we finish up the coverage as well. And Elaine, as Matty mentioned there as well, for themselves to an Ulster Camogie Championship match is a great way to just kind of shake this off as well and start looking forward, because Armagh are going to be in the shake-up regardless of what happens over the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Sometimes I think you can dwell too long on those kind of defeats, and it lingers a little bit, whereas at least you'll have your day or two now, and then you'll turn around, you're facing into Ulster Championship next weekend, and it's more games, and as Matty said, that's exactly what you want. Games replace training every day of the week. You can't beat competitive action, and this Armagh team will learn a lot from today, and they'll go into the championship again. And look, I for one can't wait to see when Wexford and Armagh meet again in the championship. I think it's going to be a real tasty affair, and I think it's one we should all tune into.
We didn't get a replay there now, but we're putting the word out there. We might be interested if we're entering or streaming that game later on in the year. Armagh, the scoring was lower than they would have liked. They didn't create the chances that they wanted. Was that what they have to work on, or was it the supply into the attack that they need to work on?
Yeah, probably not so much the quantity of the supply in, but maybe the quality of it. Like we saw in the second half there, Wexford put in equally as much ball maybe, but the ball they put in went in right close in on top of the goal and in that direction. Armagh were trying to spray a lot of the ball, and in fairness, you've got Ciara Donnelly on one side and Colette McSorley on the other. You're going to want to play them in the corners, but we just saw on too many occasions, I think, the ball beating them over the end line, whereas if that ball had been going maybe direct down in on top of the Wexford goal, maybe it would have created something a little bit, a hop, a stray in there into someone's hand or out of someone's hand, or maybe a spin off the AstroTurf, something in there that might have just created a little bit more danger in front of goal. Where the Armagh ball was going in, it was just running over the end lines, too close to the corner flags to cause any real problems, and that's ultimately where they had the most possession in the first half, and as I said, they just didn't make a count on the scoreboard.
We know that Wexford's Aileen Brennan is the player of the match, but if it's worse than Armagh, who were the players that caught your eye over the course of the game that were their standout performers?
Yeah, I thought Ciara Hill was outstanding, obviously not named to start, and started then in the backs. Had a real standout game and was all over the field really. They had a couple of other really good performers. Their half back line grew into the game. Louise Toner went in centre back for the second half and broke up a lot of that Wexford attack, but up front I suppose they'll be a little bit disappointed that they didn't combine a little bit better as they have been up to this date. So that's something that they'll certainly be working on and will look to improve in Championship.
And now looking at Wexford, they'll enjoy this. I know socially distanced, it has to be a tempered celebration, but for Wexford Camogie, it's not that long ago as a Galway person, a Kilkenny person, we've seen our counties give Wexford big hammerings. Wexford are coming back into the picture, and it's an exciting year ahead for two teams.
Yeah, it's brilliant for Wexford, and sometimes I think you can talk about all the progression you're making and you can realise it, but until you actually have some tangible silverware in your hand, sometimes it's hard to actually believe that you are making the progression. But certainly they have players there today that stand out, and they'll have huge aspirations for the Championship. Look, we know the disappointment in them that they weren't involved in last year's Championship, and they clearly seem to have carried that into this year's league. And look, as Aideen said, they're hoping to build on that and carry it into Championship again, and I've no doubt that they'll be thereabouts at the business end.
If you're overseeing this Wexford team in particular that's here with us in Ashbourne as well, what will you be looking to improve? Like, they definitely left a few scoring chances behind them, but they worked hard throughout the field.
Yeah, look, I don't think you could fault work rate. I mean, you can always improve it, but on all areas of the field, they'd probably be a little bit disappointed maybe with some of the chances that they did let Armagh create, especially in that first half. Now, as we said, Armagh didn't necessarily take them, but other teams maybe a little bit more clinical, or perhaps if you had Ciara Donnelly maybe on a little bit more form today, they would have probably punished them a little bit more on occasion. So there's definitely areas to work on, but look, it's not a bad position to be in, having won a national title and still with a little bit of work to do ahead of Championship.
And finally, before we wrap up, let's look at some of the Wexford players that also stood out as well as Aideen Brennan.
Yeah, I was really impressed with their half back line, in fairness. Ciara Dunn, Aideen Brennan in the centre, obviously, and Aoife Dunn on the other side. Aoife Dunn got up for a point, but they were a real launch pad, I suppose, for everything that was good from Wexford today. Simria Aisling Halligan at full back moved a little bit out further the field there in the second half as Armagh came looking for a ball, but really grew into that game. And up front, I think they combined really well. They combined that work rate and that working together. What was really stand out for me was every time a Wexford player was in attack and making a run at the Armagh defence, she had options off her left and right shoulder, and that's what you want to see, that the players going forward, they were hungry for goal from the start today, and they didn't quite get there in the end, but I think they worked really hard and showed real intent to win that game all over the field.
Well, Elaine, as always, it was a pleasure sharing the commentary box, and it was a pleasure for ourselves to be here with Entry at this Littlewoods Ireland National Camogie League Division 3 final. Wexford are the champions. They have beaten Armagh. Don't forget, this is the first of 4 finals taking place this weekend regarding Camogie. 5 o'clock up in Owenbeg, it's Antrim against Down, and then tomorrow at 2 o'clock Pearse Park in Longford, Cavan against Roscommon, before the big one in Croke Park at 7:30. Division 1 final, Kilkenny against Galway. That is on Sunday evening. We hope you enjoyed our coverage here. I'm Darren Kelly, delighted to be joined in the commentary box by Elaine Elwood, and again thanks to Emma, Andy and Dave who are on production for the game. It's all over here. Wexford are the champions, Division 3 champions, and they've beaten Armagh on a final scoreline of Wexford 13 points, Armagh 1-8.
Nice. Our game's about style.
Camogie is the fastest field sport in the world.
In our game, we play and create with flair.
Push, all the way through, really good.
We break records, smash ceilings, and shatter expectations. We live with our own expression.
I am the best.
We turn our style into art. We set real squad goals. and off the pitch. We follow trailblazers and legends. And our game is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We forge our own path forward.
You want the new personal best? Come on, all the way, all the way.
Because our style is substance. And our style is here to stay.